girl, that's a getter. It's chilly outside, but I'm ready to burn. Super hot fire when I move, better feel that burn. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Good morning. Ready or not, here I come, let's work. Good morning. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Nobody stopping you today. Low-key walking with a sway. Going for the distance, drop top, hopping in the range. East Coast, baby, but I'm popping in the A, let's go. This ATL, bro, go get it, trend set it. We're embedded with the avant-garde, the style so synthetic. While I pioneer shine like a golden embellish, oh lordy. This your last warning. I've been waiting in the foyer. You put on the gas, I'm ready to go ahead.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days ago.
Dog been digging in there?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Oh! Ah, yeah, there's something in there. Ah!
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. His daddy ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just can't. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean you won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you covered. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach, hug him up.
He's breathing. On the other side.
Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it. Help!
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Hey, get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what, you finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your, nope, get after it, and that's your treat. Stay, do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. Dude, this is a spicy workout. Gotta make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That was so worth it.
Oh man, this is incredible.
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey man, grab me a meat stick. reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it. Careful! Oh, God. No. Come on, just reach. Reach. Just grab my hand. I can't hold it. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This other hand's closer. The one with the stick is... Oh!
Time to get up. These glasses, jacket, and sweats, baby girl, that's a get up. It's chilly outside, but I'm ready to burn. Super hot fire when I move, better feel that burn. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Good morning. Ready or not, here I come, let's work. Good morning. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Nobody stopping you today. Low-key walking with a sway. Going for the distance, drop top, hopping in the range. East Coast, baby, but I'm popping in the A, let's go. This ATL, bro, go get it, trend set it. We're embedded with the avant-garde, the style so synthetic. While I pioneer shine like a golden bellish, oh lordy. This your last warning. I've been waiting in the foyer. You put on the gas, I'm ready to go ahead. I hate
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days
Is a
ago.
dog been digging in there?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Ah, yeah, there's something in there. Ah!
Want one?
Yeah. Thank you.
It was worth it. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
He's breathing.
On the other side.
Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, do you the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, it's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what. You finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your get after it, and that's your treat. Hey, do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. Dude, this is a spicy workout. Gotta make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Ooh. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
Oh man, this is incredible.
Wow.
Huh?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Hey man, grab me a meat stick. I think I can reach it if I just a little more. Just let me go a little. I can't. Just a little more. I almost got it. Careful! Oh God! No, come on, just reach. Reach. Just grab my hand. I can't hold it. Grab my hand.
Give me the meat stick. This other hand's closer. The one with the stick is. Oh.
Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back to the NECC. We're going to kick off some Overwatch 2 action today. It is the start of the college semester. So many new teams, a lot of familiar faces, lots of great action to be had. I am Job, and I am joined by two try-hard Ray, and honestly, the beginning of this semester is so exciting for you. We get to see so many new teams, leagues starting up again. There's just always so much to take in.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's always awesome kicking off this first week. And we got two banger games going on for you guys. We'll be starting in Division 1 as we got Cumberland A going up against Warner Gold. Cumberland I believe they're 7th right now, ranked in the collegiate rankings right now for Overwatch. Warner has been one of those teams that's on the up. Their roster, it's their first time making a big time Overwatch roster like this, but it's full of talent. We a lot of us have been considering them just outside the top 20.
And that's been a really fun thing with the start of the semester is there's been so many new schools that are, we said it before we got on air, kind of popping out of the blue that found a couple of talented players, were able to put together a good team. And this is going to be a very good week one test for you. Cumberland is one of these programs that was kind of these rising stars a couple of years ago. So many resources. I know Coach Claypool's done a fantastic job with the program. They found success in so many titles over the last year, and they would love to keep that rolling, especially early in the season.
Couldn't agree with you more. And the best part about coming into a new year for NECC is we got a lot of rule changes. So now we're almost mirrored with OWCS. OWCS did make a change where it used to be hybrid / flashpoint, but now that they added more flashpoint maps, they split that up to where you go to every map. We were not able to make that change quick enough, but outside of that, hero bans are now in, which we didn't have last season, which to me, it makes the games that much more exciting.
And I think it's kind of the natural progression of games that have heroes or agents selected. There gets to a point where the roster has enough characters or enough heroes in this case where we can feasibly start to take out 1 or 2 picks on some of these maps and some of these modes. And it's not going to shake the game up too much. It's not going to take away from the game. There's so many options now, basically heroes of every single type that you could think of to play in the game. So I do like that we're getting this in. It just adds another layer of strategy. The teams have to do a little bit more thinking.
And that's going to be the name of the game, especially like as the series progresses and you see, okay, they're good at this hero and they're good at this comp. And then with the map picks coming into play as well, you can take yourself to a map you feel good on and then ban a hero that, you know, they've been killing you on. So then it gives you that much more of an advantage. And this is where we start seeing less lopsided games because teams have that agency in their hands to bring them and play the style that suits them best.
I mean, we're talking about pick and ban. That's either Wu Yang or Wu Yong. I'll stand corrected. I have to work on the pronunciation, but that is going to be unplayable for the foreseeable future. There's some sort of bug with the healing, I believe, is what I was reading up, but I think I saw it in another collegiate league where they also had the same idea where they said it just has to get fixed right now. It's not going to be in the game. And I believe the new map Atlas wasn't, or Adius,
Atlas, you're correct.
I have it next to me. Okay, I had it next to me and I still forgot it. I think that is also going to be out of the pool from my understanding.
Yeah. There's a lot of weirdness going on with that map. It's kind of too hard to deep into it, but it's out of the game right now, so that's not going to be in game. Interestingly enough, yeah, I saw the Wuying bug. It's basically there's a bug where you're able to attach your passive stream to players from a lot further than intended. So it can, you know, get some crucial healing onto players when it wasn't intended. As you guys can see on our lower third on the bottom, we got the rosters for both of these teams. Cumberland, they are coming in with virtually the same roster from last season, except they got a big pickup. Cabe, who graduated from Fisher, is now coming in doing a master's program, I believe, and is coming in and chose Cumberland, is going to be playing DPS for them, which to me bolsters that roster significantly. And then, as we mentioned, Warner, they got a great squad here, lots of talent. We just haven't seen it yet. We need them to start proving it a little bit.
And that's going to be the beautiful thing about especially a week one matchup where you know you're going to be up against the wall against Cumberland. It's just the thrill of the unknown. Like you get to be the team that comes in, takes down one of the highest ranked national programs in a game that they've been very successful in. Obviously, like you said, names that we have seen throughout collegiate, Cabe coming from Fisher and all the other players having experience. And that's got to be a really good feeling as a player where it's like a little bit scary also, but week one, you get to sit down and say, we can really just shock the Overwatch scene with an upset. And like you said, maybe crack into that top 20, those top 15 when the first set of rankings do come out.
Yeah, and as all the collegiate organizations are starting to start their games, you know, whether soon we'll have the homecoming starting. We got NECC, obviously CECC and NACE. There's going to be so many games to watch, so many results, so we're going to be able to feed so much data to get that much more accurate understanding. So we'll be able to narrow that down just even more as the weeks go on. So again, this is going to be a great way to kick off NECC. And later on, after this game, our second game will be Texas A&M Black going up against Tarleton State Purple. And that's going to be going down to Division 4. And it's always a treat going into Division 4, but we will get into that a little bit later. As you can see on the screen, first map of this series is going to be Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically the quintessential map 1 in Overwatch, even going back to the original iteration of Overwatch. Teams are going to be familiar with it. Obviously, the new comps and the new heroes that have been released, they're going to shake things up a little bit, but we generally know what we're going to expect. We've had, 9 to 10 years, I guess, at this point of data and information on Lijiang.
Yeah, I mean it's just the El Clasico is what everyone calls it for. It's the El Clasico tends to be Lijiang, Kingstar, 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 Lijiang.
I think I'm having a technical problem. Okay. I think we are having some technical issues, possibly. Hopefully, going to get ironed out in a second. But we did see Lijiang and everything else getting set up, and good to see the rest of the series and the maps as they are going to play out later into the day. Obviously, I believe it's going to be loser picks. I believe that's how it's been in most of the other leagues. So if you do get taken out on the map 1, you are able to try to battle it back and see if you can figure it out later on in the series. All right, hopefully we can get Ray back in a second here. I'm not sure, maybe a quick little VMix reset will hopefully get us back into the fold here. But obviously week 1 is going to be very, very exciting. Cumberland, I talked about them a little earlier. Got to speak with Coach Claypool a couple of times last year. Got to interview him after the Call of Duty team won a championship, and just got to speak to him throughout some of the Playfly season as well. And you can just tell the care and really the passion that they have over at Cumberland, trying to foster a good culture, a good identity, and then trying to figure out, how can we put these players in the best spot to succeed? Hey, it looks like we got Ray back. Hopefully. Hopefully in a second. Apologies for the, it's day 1 for a lot of us too, so got to get all the kinks ironed out and everything, at least ironed out before the series does get underway. I know the lobby is either filling up or full at this point, so hopefully the gameplay will be joining us very, very shortly. As I said, should be very exciting. You get the fear of the unknown in Warner. You got kind of the big baddies in Cumberland that have won a bunch of Playfly trophies, found a bunch of success, and now find themselves just another year to rack up more titles. See if we're... Looks like we're trying to get on track here. Think we're possibly just going to go to a break, hopefully get everything ironed out. Sorry once again for the delays and the difficulties, but NECC Division 1 will be back right after a short break.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days ago.
Dog been digging in there?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Ah, yeah, there's something in there. Ah!
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just can't. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you covered. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
He's breathing.
On the other side. Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it. Help!
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Get the stick. you the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, it's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what, you finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your get after it, and that's your treat. Hey, do the exercise, do the work, then you get the reward. That's how this works, man. You gotta give it max effort, maximum effort. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big hams. Make it work, those hams. Work 'em. Putting in the work. Yeah, baby. Yes. This is a spicy workout. Gotta make it worth it. Building the beef and bringing home the bacon, baby. I'm loving it. Teriyaki is just about within your reach. Come on, get you some. Come on. Ooh. Maximum effort. Maximum effort. You're there. You're almost there.
That's so worth it.
Oh, man.
And we are underway. Cumberland Phoenix and Warner Gold in
it's not
Division
letting me
1
connect my
of
mic
the
properly
Overwatch
to
2
me.
season here in the NECC. It is the beauty of the unknown. It is the absolute delight of a fresh college semester. Every team's got something to prove. There's going to be national championships and everything in between later on in the semester and later on into the year. But the journey has to start somewhere, and it looks like it is going to be starting, as we said, on Li Jiang Tower. It is El Clasico, as Ray said earlier. It is the staple map, I would argue, of Overwatch. That Li Jiang Kings Row 1-2 is an absolute doozy. And we are going to get underway. Cumberland, they're going to be rocking out with the Juno and the Brig as the support duo. We are going to see the Juno and the Kiriko getting picked up for Warner. So we are going to see a few differences and ideas and a few variations here and there. But generally, we're going to see a lot of the same heroes that we see a good amount of the time in the Overwatch 2 sphere. And it is going to be Cumberland, as suspected, already dealing the absolute damage. Cave and Nodi, good to take out the back line there. Chan, the only one left to fight off the rest of the Phoenix. And unfortunately, this Ramatra is not going to be long for the server. That is going to be a nice early team kill for Cumberland. Exactly what the doctor ordered to get your first series of the season. At least in the NECC side, the college semester has been going on for, 2 to 3 weeks now, so some teams have got scrim time, they've got some officials under their belt, but always the start of that new league that can really make or break the season if you get off on the right foot. So far, Cumberland, they are definitely on said right foot. Nodi and Virtual now, the ones that are getting mixy and getting active, they are going to take down that Genji Juno backline, and now Warner Gold, it is just a stagger fest, and they just don't really have anywhere to move at the moment.
Yeah, so this Junker Queen composition that Cumberland is running, it is going to totally just be speed, go, using that Juno speed ring to your advantage, and then Cave and Nodi on this Tracer Genji combo, making sure they're constantly farming this backline.
Yeah, and they haven't even really had to invest too many ultimates yet. They've just been finding pick after pick with the Saggers, and Cabe just going unchecked in the backline as a Tracer does, and there you go. Almost racking up the 3-piece. Eventually does get cut down, but the result is the same. Team kill for Cumberland.
Exactly, and your Tracer is going to get back much faster, so it's not going to matter a whole lot at all. And as you mentioned, not much invested at all, just a pulse bomb from Cave, so they can look to engage pretty quickly. They will have the Rampage and the Orbital Ray coming into this next fight. Warner's still a little far behind, but they might get Kitsune in time.
Yeah, the Kitsune is basically going to be their win condition. Unfortunately, this Genji does not want to deal with the Kitsune rush. Immediately takes down Wed, and now that is a lot of utility off of your team. The Cassidy also fell in the crossfire, and now you've got a very angry Junker Queen that is wheeling and dealing up here. Ramatra in a bit of a rough going in. Chan down to 1 HP. Finally finished off by Nodi and Cumberland. It is the same story written again. We did see Warner, I guess, get a back cap, but ultimately it was a fleeting moment.
It's not going to matter. 90% in counting. I mean, you may be able to get a touch on some of these players here. But with a Rampage, if they even touch in time, Nodi with the blade gets 2, and that is pretty much going to wrap up this first point. Cumberland A comes out and absolutely dominates the first map.
Yeah, that was clean as clean can be. They didn't even need to use 3 of the 5 ultimates that they got online right at the end. Virtual and Ginger both get them online, but it was basically just let's isolate 1 or 2 of these players, send Cabe to the back line, and every single time success was found.
Ready for battle. Think you can keep up?
Alrighty, guys. So here coming into map number 2 for this matchup, we're gonna see no swaps from Cumberland, and I don't think that's a surprise at all. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And on Lijiang Tower, these brawly compositions are just going to be absolutely crucial. Gardens is going to be the next one, and we're gonna see Warner is gonna curious if they make any changes. Hammer is gonna go over to Cass.
Yeah, and I think for Warner, maybe not to change up too much and, you know, lose your heads over 1 point, but I think definitely some changes are going to be needed. Unfortunately, you may make a change, but the result will stay the same. Cumberland, with even more authority than the first point, they get a team kill within, you know, 15 seconds. The point's not even unlocked.
Yeah, so Nodi last season was an absolute monster. It was one of the big reasons why Cumberland was also a top 10 team last semester. To add Cabe with that is insane. I think he's just continuing to build off what a successful collegiate season they had last season. So to come in and just, you know, continue that momentum is great to see.
Yeah, they've got to find some way to, I don't even know what the first point of action would be to try to get back into the game. Maybe just try to get somebody on the back line isolated and picked off. Instead, though, it is an all-blue feed, and Chan is, for the second time, will end up taking a trip off of the map, and back-to-back fights, back-to-back team kills for the Phoenix.
And again, it's just Cumberland playing at a totally different pace and level at this point. It's like Warner doesn't have a chance to even breathe. I mean, that wasn't the best, you know, accent from Digital, but I mean, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay, they're still dominating.
Got to throw a few zoning axes in between just to keep the enemy on their toes. We do see Cabe. There we go, the support now coming through. The DPS getting laid out. The pulse bomb now going to take over for him as well. Unfortunately for the side of Warren, I think the pulse bomb may not even be the biggest issue here because everybody else is still just dying where they stand. Cumberland is swarming right now, and Warner, we said it on the last point, they simply have no breathing room.
Yeah, and again, they're just continuing to play basically a spawn hold at this point. I mean, it's a little bit further out, but it's essentially what they're doing. As soon as they're walking out, Nodi, Cabe, and Ginger are just completely going crazy. There's the rampage. It's going to find 2 as Hammer, who is using the high vision, is down.
Yeah, that was a big ultimate. That was basically Warner's maybe only chance to get a hero play and try to win at this point, and or at least bring the map back to somewhat of an even state. But a Dragon Blade getting hacked at your spawn door is usually signs that this map has not got much left in it.
10% and counting. The rally's going to come out for Warner Gold, but they have nothing else to do because to be able to touch it. They're still an orbital away for Virtual to be able to throw on the point. Here it comes.
Yeah, Ginger's going to take down Ginger, and now it is in overtime, but the kills again, all Phoenix, all a day long. Warner's going to go for a last-second stall, but ultimately, you don't have the health bars, you don't have the facilities for that, so it'll be Cumberland grabbing the last few picks they need to finally clear the place out, and now they're going to have to accept their fate as they drop map 1 to Cumberland.
And that's a great opening gamut from Cumberland. As we talked about, they are a top 6-7 Overwatch collegiate ranked team right now, and to just come out and be all about business, no messing around, just pull out the comps they're good at and absolutely dominate. This is what you want to see. You don't like to see some of the big dogs play with their hurt too much.
Yeah, sometimes week 1 we do see, you know, a little bit of trolling, a little bit of, you know, take certain moments less serious, but I do like the fact that they just came into map 1, locked in, said, listen, we have expectations for this season. We are expecting to be in that top 8, top 10 range at least. We're expecting to compete for championships later in the year as a program, so to come out map 1 and just make a statement like that, no upsets today, I think they're feeling good.
Yeah, I would say out of all the top 10 programs-ish, we'll see, especially since it's hard to say because, you know, they've had, you know, some mixed results in NACE a little bit, but It's mostly because Cade can't play for them in NACE. But I think when it comes to NECC, when it comes to homecoming, I think this team has one of the like highest upsides. Like I think their floor is top 10, but if they really get this together between Node, Cave, Ginger, and their entire squad, I think, you know, they could be fighting for, because I think what everyone's kind of been is there's a clear top 3 with ISU, Winthrop, and Northwood. And then after that, it's like Fisher, and, you know, you could throw in BSC, St. Clair, and then I think Cumberland is in that conversation with a lot of teams fighting for those next few spots after that.
I think that's a really good point. Outside of kind of the top 3 that has, you know, been solidified for the last 3 to 4 years, there's 5 to 6 teams realistically that are going to be scrapping for that 4 or 5 spot, or maybe some of them that are able to make the leap, get the chemistry going, and maybe challenge one of those top 3 big dogs. But I think that's a really good point. All these teams right now, basically, if you're 5 through 10, 5 through 12, you know that you've got a chance to really make a run, and it's got to start with week 1, day 1 games just like this one.
And again, it's also making sure you just get. I mean, they're doing good in NACE. I believe they just haven't been like 3-0ing everyone like it seems like they might today based on that first map. So I think for Warner, it's going to be, you know, very important to get the next map pick right. Again, like I said, this is our first time seeing them, so it's hard to know like if, you know, brawl is what they're best at, or maybe they'd rather go more dive style. But being able to take them to a map they feel really comfortable on next round, and then now that they've kind of seen what Cave and Nodi can do, maybe you can get a more accurate ban and, you know, take away something. Because to me, like, it felt like the Lucio ban wasn't as consequential. Like, yeah, you don't have constant speed for your Junker Queen, but the speed ring from the Juno is plenty to go along with your commanding shout. So I think, you know, maybe you look to go DPS, or maybe you target ban Ginger and get rid of one of their better tanks on certain maps. So I think that's more of a direction we need to go. As we can see, El Clasico is going to continue as King's Row is map number 2.
Yeah, King's Row, it is the classic. You might see some Ramacher, you might see some Reinhardt. Usually going to see a little bit more of the meatball-y comps on this map. A lot of close quarters, obviously, especially just trying to break through the line of scrimmage to get to that first control point before you can get to the push section of the map. So King's Row is as classic as it gets, and teams, I'm sure, have somewhat of an idea what they want to play. And I do hope that for Warner's sake that they can find some takeaway from map 1, because when you get beat like that sometimes, it's hard to even justify what the reasoning was, because sometimes 5 or 6 things just didn't work well together, and then you have to kind of isolate one of these issues to try to improve it. So I hope they can find at least something in the comps or the bans, like you said, that they can, you know, at least get a better step in this map.
That's going to be the big question, is how does the ban phase go for these teams? That's going to make everything that much more interesting, because Cumberland, it just feels like they're taking exactly where they left off last season and building upon it with a big pickup like Cabe is. And again, for Warner, I'm going to be honest. I mean, you know, given the cachet that Cumberland has in the rankings, I wasn't expecting them to come in and beat Cumberland. To me, it's just showing strong. You know, that first map, you know, just seeing improvements throughout the series is kind of what I'm looking for this squad, so that they can take this loss, you know, go VOD, review it, you know, change some things up. And as the season progresses, look a lot better going forward.
Yeah, and even though we're a long ways away from this being even a 2-0 or a 3-0, not every 3-0 series is created equal. There's some times where there's literally 2 to 3 kills a game that a team just, you know, you lost the 50-50, you lost the coin flip, you just happened to lose it 3 times in a row, and things could very well go either way. I've seen it in tons and tons of different series where one team fight, one ultimate gets a little bit mistimed, somebody gets jammed up, and then all of a sudden the entire dynamic of the game changes. So Warner could at least come in, clean slate, you got to pick the map, so I'm sure there's some level of comfortability, but knowing the team that Cumberland is, I'm sure they're going to have, you know, plan A, B, and C ready for possibly different comps that they're going to see here.
100% agree with that statement. So again, as we're just waiting for all that to be settled, for any of you guys who might just be tuning in, we got Cumberland versus Warner Gold. First map, pretty dominating from Cumberland. They came out with the Junker Queen composition with the Genji Tracer and didn't look back at. That's the other thing about the meta that we're in right now. You're thinking, you know, if a lot of you guys are OWCS heads or, you know, NACE heads, the Tracer Genji is an extremely potent and popular DPS combo right now. Hit scan's not even that big right now. I just think it says a lot when the best hit scan in the world, Lip, doesn't get as much playtime as they should, because hit scan's just not as good right now. As you can see on the screen for the teams, Cumberland looking to ban the Juno. And for Warner, I had a feeling they might target ban one of these DPS. They're going after Nodi and taking away the Genji. But that was the other thing I was going to say, is because both are extremely flexible to begin with. But Cabe especially too. Nodi could just say, I'll play the Tracer instead, and Cabe can just go play whatever, because he can play almost anything. And then talking about Cumberland on this defense, I like the Orisa. I think the sturdiness is necessary. The Hanzo is just, I hate Hanzo, man. It's just throwing logs down an alleyway and just getting easy headshots. But what really perplexes me is the Lifeweaver Illari. Like, we've seen Lifeweaver become more of a popular pick ever since GK started running it in OWCS, but I've never seen it run in the situation with the Illari.
And I guess that is kind of the fun of just the state of Overwatch 2, and the fact that this is a week 1, day 1, you know, if there was ever a time to try out a special comp or maybe a back pocket idea that you've had, this is the perfect time of the season to try it after you've won the first map, when you think you're in control of the series. So definitely a little bit different, but I'm excited to see how they get it going, and the May wall will cause Flint to lose their life early, and it looks like Cumberland off to that same strong footing.
And I will say, I think Warner, at least in the tank v tank, you know, situation, Zarya is very strong right now, and it's a very good counter to the Orisa. So I think in that department, they're fine. It's just the Moira and the Kiri, that's just a very odd support combo. But again, I mean, we're saying Lifeweaver, Illari on the other side, so I mean, it's hard for me to judge that then.
Yeah, and at least for Cumberland as well, the Orisa, even though it technically is getting countered, the Terra Surge is basically already online because Ginger has been sitting in the front line, parked for the entire game, just absolutely unloading. And then you just get a nice little pull from your pal Lifeweaver, and you do get away to safety, so you can see exactly what Cumberland's cooking up with the comp, and you can see this Orisa is out for blood.
Yeah, Ginger is just an absolute monster on any tank they're able to whip out. The Orisa this time around, and as you mentioned, everyone for Cumberland is coming up on their ultimates as they've already wasted over a minute on the clock. Warner Gold, Ginger should be able to get this Coalescence online. You'll probably get a Kitsune Rush, but just the overwhelming amount of ults Cumberland could use is just going to be disastrous.
And especially if they try to funnel into this small choke point. There we go. That might be the pick that they need. I'm fine. Warner right now is as good as time as you've had the entire series to step on the gas and get going. And you're going to see Hammer taking out the Lifeweaver as well, so maybe you found the picks that you need. Unfortunately, the ultimates, they are getting absolutely comboed. Terra Surge and then Cabe to get the final blows there, and that is team fight excellence out of the Phoenix.
And to me, that's Phoenix knowing their situation and being confident in each other. Those combinations were perfect. Terra Surge to pull everyone in, then Nodi having to use that Blizzard, and then Cabe's able to finish them all off with the Dragon. Expensive, but they needed it when they lost both their supports.
Yeah, and even saying it's expensive, they've already wasted so much time off the clock. They are probably more than okay with at least risking going into the fights with a few less pieces of the ultimates or utility, and we are going to see this Orisa just getting flooded with heals, still maintaining their position on the front line. And this looked like Warner Gold has finally taken a little bit of space, trying to work into the side room, but they've still got a mountain to fight through. And Nodi is going to ball up for the time being.
Yes, Cabe was just uncontested on this high ground, gets another pick onto Flint as we see Hammer trying to duel him out, but Chan in the meantime got 2 on the Zarya.
Looks like Cabe as well, potentially looking to take out the Moira. Ginger was able to escape, and it looks like Warner might actually be in position to grab this last hit. Cumberland may be able to group up for one final coup de grace, but they actually will not be able to. So Warner Gold picking up, or at least like getting off to a much better start than map 1, and it just kind of takes a bit of weight off your shoulders to get a good, consistent win like that.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a nice exhale, you know. Almost, I'm not saying they were playing, you know, like, you know, tight and tense, but it's just relax. You got the point. You can really start getting things going now. Chan gets paid. I mean, you are trading out like 2 for 1 in the end, but the picks are not created equal at this point because the spawns are so much closer to Warner.
Yeah, and at least for Warner, after you win a couple of team fights and look good, at least you can say, okay, these guys aren't invincible. We know we can hang with them. It took us a bit to get our footing. And now you can go for the absolute play. Off the top rope is Ginger. Terra Surge. The cleanse comes in just a little bit late. A lot of damage still going through. And a few kills do get traded back and forth. Chan and Hammer have been doing so much work on this round of King's Row so far. And they're going to slowly work the payload as well, while Ginger is in a rough spot. So Lifeweaver's there to save the day.
Wow, and that's really great because now they can just completely go out from the back there and they're able to reposition. So that's a very crucial pull as Cade's still on the Hanzo, finding extreme amount of value. You see the reboot for the Death Blossom.
Yeah, the bubble was well placed. Unfortunately, the headshot from the arrow before any extra damage could get done. We are going to see Virtual taking to the skies with the ulti as well, trying to land a few shots onto the back line here, but now in a bit of a rough spot there. That is an angry Zarya with your name on that gun, and Chan grab the kill on the high ground there. And Warner right now, I just like this consistent, solid push. Oh, that's rough.
Excuse me?
That's a bit rough.
I was literally, Joe, I don't know if I like that dragon. It's time to kill. It's insane. You're gonna force the consuming rush out now.
Yeah, and we saw the pulse bomb get invested somewhere for Nodi as well. Luckily for Warner, they're still maintaining a decent pace on the payload. They have everybody up and alive. They've got the Graviton, they've got the Dragons as well, so they've got some very powerful tools here for this choke point, where Cumberland's not careful, they might get pushed back and get that time bonus.
Oh, you gotta be careful of your Chan though. Very low. The Dragons will get Chef, however, since one support off the field. Cave's gonna go down, and I think this is exactly what you're looking for if you're a Warrior. It might be the ticket they need to be able to cap this point.
Now we see Ginger trying to go to work on the Moira, but ultimately we'll have to fall back, try to regroup with the team. Going for a bit of a flank angle here with the Javelin charge. Unfortunately, I don't know if the Life Weaver is anywhere near. Actually got switched off the Life Weaver, so you're not going to be able to get pulled to safety this time. You will just have to fall to the Warner crew there. And we are going to see Cade swapping over to the Sombra as well, trying to be just a weasel on the back line, but instantly cut down, and Warner now on to the last stretch.
See a lot of changes coming in. Cade's going to go back over to the Hanzo. I think he's just to try and get a last-minute touch to help out Ginger, who's now also going to go over to Zarya. Then we see Hammer, who is on the Hanzo, now going to go over to Sojourn. So a lot of changes coming in. I do think at this point the Sojourn does get a lot of value, especially with the disruptor shots. But again, the one-shot potential of Cade, if you can hit your shots, that it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think at least for Warner, Hammer's idea is I can probably just do more damage at a consistent rate, and it's a little bit easier to pilot, obviously, once the overclock gets online, especially nobody able to grab one and escape to safety. The pulse bomb is a possibility. I don't think they're going to find a stick there. No, splits the defenders there, so Warner will continue to slowly march this one forward, but they're going to be doing it Sojournless for the moment.
Yeah, that window on the high ground is just going to force position. I mean, you get a kill and force them to back up. So Cumberland's able to retake all the space. Chef, who's now on that Lucio, which I think with the Zarya comp, going against a fellow Zarya comp, being able to have speed and reposition is going to be a big deal.
I mean, yeah, speed kills, and in Overwatch 2, we've seen so many of just the speed ball, death ball comps that if you don't know what's about to hit you, it can be very hard to defend from. We do see the coalescence invested out of Jinja, and it looks like Warner, they actually did find a couple of picks on the backside of it. The timing has finally gone their way in a team fight, and Cumberland, it's going to be a last-second touch. We do see Chef just about ready to get over to the beat drop. Ginger's going to swap to the ball for a little more mobility, and Cade possibly going to take out the Widow for a last-second headshot, but it won't even matter. Warner, what a third stretch. They just ran that thing right into the end zone.
Yeah, that was clutch coming in from Warner. I'll admit, you know, after how first point was looking, I wasn't sure if they're going to be able to cap all three, but they really stuck to their guns with the Zarya Reaper, which is so potent right now. And they really just got things done. So I feel like Cumberland's going to have to make an adjustment here, especially with them finishing with time on the clock. Cumberland's going to have a good defense here, or a good attack here, because no matter what, you know, if they finish, we're going to extras, and we're going to have to see how it goes from there. But, you know, as I talked about, for a team like Warner, where I came into this series and was saying the likeliness of them being able to take down a top 7 team like this was lower, but improvements throughout the series that I wanted to see, and this is a great first step for that.
Yeah, in rounds like that, we said it kind of after map 1. If you can find, even if one player has one pop-off moment with an ultimate, you can at least take that and say, listen, we know we can get these guys. They are not perfect. We're all humans. Somebody's going to make a mistake. Somebody's going to overstep their boundaries, and we're going to be able to capitalize and punish on some of those mistakes. So that was a fantastic round that looked a little bit sketchy at the start when they were trying to get the capture. Ultimately, though, it was just that slow, methodical push. They stood by each other. They rattled off the ultimates, comboed them together, survived a Cumberland onslaught early, and just really good mental to stay in the game and realize, hey, we are not out of this one yet. We got a couple minutes to go. And they did a great job to finish it.
as we see Cumberland just going to go with the Zarya via Zarya immediately on this offense. It's no surprise here. The question is, what is Cabe going to do? Like, is he going to play the Reaper and try and match Flint? Might not even matter that he got wed. That's like the best opening thing you could ask for.
Yeah, no Kiriko was going to make this a very rough situation. A nice ante out of Jinja, but unfortunately, the Lucio Tracer a little bit too overwhelming, and now everybody else just getting forced out of the area. And if I'm Cumberland, I'm going to take as much space as humanly possible here, because you will basically ensure the capture from Warner. Yeah, I was going to say maybe somebody makes it back in time, but the way Cumberland is stationed now, I think this is going to be a nice, easy capture off of 2 kills.
I think the attempt was going to be there to touch. And Cabe gets wet again. It's going to basically ensure they get these archways, Joan, because of how far away the spawns are now. This is just nasty. They're just going to get so much free card space.
Yeah, playing Kiriko list for the first basically minute and a half of a game, considering how they got the capture and the long respawn distance. That is not the optimal start for Warner, because Cumberland, it just means their ultimates are going to be that much quicker to get online. We see the Pulse Bomb and the window already starting to creep up there in percentage, so they've got to be careful and really try to lock in the next few fights, because there is still 5 minutes 10 on the clock.
I was going to say, the pace at which Cumberland is playing at is the key. I think they would have gotten a touch in, but Nodi got so aggressive and found the kill on the Flint. Now gets hammered, gets the stick. This is insane. Forces out Suzu. That's just another clean team fight win. What is going on?
Yeah, the Pulse Bomb stick was more of an aesthetic, because Virtual just walks up and takes both of the kills, but that is the sign of good teamwork. When the Pulse Bomb doesn't even have to be the finishing blow, you know your team is in a good spot right now, and Warner, they are in a not so enviable position. It's kind of like that map 1 Lijiang we saw, where Cumberland is just dictating the pace at the front of the line here, and they can't really find a way through. And now that Ginger's got the Graviton online, they've got nowhere to go. The Maywall will keep him alive for a second, but it is basically a firing range for Cave there. Now has the ultimate online for themselves, and Cumberland, 4.5 minutes left, and they are running this thing down.
Now the Coalescence from Jinja is going to come out, keep Chan alive, who is getting very low. Nodi is just in this backline, continuing to farm. Suzu is out already. This is Cumberland's opportunity.
Yeah, Kitsune rush out of Wed. Warner, this is basically your only time to try to save that time bonus, save that checkpoint. You do have a 1 HP Tracer on the high ground, and the Zarya is now down. So maybe Warner has finally found the fight that they needed to at least keep this game in a more competitive state, given how much time is left, and it looks like that is the case. Kills and headshots galore, and they're finally going to force the Phoenix back.
Yeah, but I mean, great from Chef. I thought they had Cabe dead to rights there, but great boop coming in. Chef will lose their life for it, but the pressure from this Widow is still mounting. But for the side of Warner, you finally, once again, it's kind of like when they finally got to put on attack, you can relax a little bit, but there's still such a massive time thing. I feel like, to even things out, they're going to have to win another 2 fights just to drain enough time off of this clock.
Yeah, I was thinking 2, maybe even 3, depending on if Cumberland pops ultis and goes for some kind of swap, but 2 is definitely going to be the magic number for them, and they're going to have a lot of powerful utility to get through that fight as well. Death Blossom, Blizzard, and Graviton all going to be online there, so they've got so many wombo combo tools. If they can just set Cumberland up together, they might be in a good spot. Chan's going to pop the ultimate on nobody dead in the fight quite yet. The window and the beat drop invested for Cumberland, and it's going to be the Pulse Bomb to draw first blood in the fight. That means Flint and the Death Blossom will not be around for the foreseeable future, and if Cumberland can find maybe 1 or 2 more kills, that time bonus might be as good as theirs.
Yeah, that was the thing. I said, because I figured that Cumberland was eventually going to cap this point, so being able to win 2 or 3 fights just to drain the clock was going to be essential. But look at this, 4 minutes for this 3rd point. I will say this point can be extremely defendable. I've seen plenty teams hold here very long, so I wouldn't be like it's over. Like, this is definitely an area where you can drain a lot of time.
Yeah, I think a lot of the jokes too is once you get to the end of the map, that's kind of where the real action begins. Cumberland, though, they are not wasting any time. Absolute combination laid up on 3 members of Warner. Again, the Zarya ultimate just providing immense value at grouping everybody up, and then those DPS, we know how talented they are. They are not going to miss out on easy kills. And that is not exactly a team wipe, but basically the next best thing. And then Cabe actually is going to get 1v1 diffed on the Widow.
Yeah, Hammer able to find that opening pick. Definitely caught Cabe off guard. I don't think they were expecting the quick swap to look for a quick pick, but it is definitely a strategy we have seen time and time again. And Warner's going to have an ult advantage coming into these next couple fights with their supports and their Death Blossom. But Virtual's been really good with these windows.
Yeah, we did see the Pulse Bomb invested from Nodi, and now the Coalescence will be the response. Virtual also lays down the window in the midst of the firefight. The Widow shots bring it off just past his head, but it doesn't even matter. Cumberland's worried about the rest of the team. They do not care about the DPS in the immediate future, and now the Death Blossom invested, and Cumberland winning the map, or at least getting through that round. 3:02 left on the clock.
Yeah, so they're going to have 3 times the time bank that Warner has. So kind of a big deal as we come into this next round. And if we remember back to how the first point attacks went for both of these teams, Warner took more than half of their time bank to get the first point. Cumberland got it immediately with an opening pick onto Wed on the Kiriko. So if you're Warner Gold, you're definitely going to have to clean things up. Your positioning on the defense when you play defense is going to be super important. And then on their attack, they got to get going a lot quicker. You know, whether you want to go to a Lucio and be able to speed through that choke a lot easier, because that was the thing. Cumberland held that first point with that Orisa just standing in the gateway and just saying, look, I'm a nuisance. You have to go through me if you want to get through. So, you know, to me, you know, if you had the speed, maybe you can just ignore the Orisa and go on to someone else.
Yeah, when your Orisa has done so much damage on the front line that they get 2 Terror Surges online before you've even gotten that second tick, you know that that is a problem that luckily they were able to navigate to some degree. But the problem with that time difference, if Warner loses one fight, they are going to basically be doomed on time. Even if they give over a single kill to the wrong player at the wrong time, that could be the end of the night for them, or at least the end of King's Road. We've seen Cumberland, the second they smell blood in the water, they're going to send 2 to 3 people on that location, and it is going to be very, very tough to outplay them.
Interestingly enough, Cabe gonna play Symmetra on the defense. They were on Soldier, and so they're back late. I'm very confused what's going on there, but nevertheless, Nodi hiding out, looking for their time to go.
Yeah, just lurking around the backside of the statue, seeing if any unwilling backline member could possibly be isolated. That's going to be Flint down, though. Half of your DPS down for a fight that you needed to have every way to Sunday. That lamp's going to get burned and toasted instantly by the Tracer as well. And Nodi going unchecked, just as they were earlier in the map and earlier in the series. And I said one team fight, 1 kill would basically do you in for Warner. And it looks like that may unfortunately be the case here.
Yeah, 15 seconds remaining. You're not going to get a full team fight. It's going to have to be a quick engage to go and try and touch. Yeah, we're going to see Chan go over to the Wrecking Vault, so they will be able to get the touch on the point in time. But what are they going to be able to do against the Zarya now that they're on ball?
Yeah, and Flint trying to go in there, see if they can maybe try to steal a kill onto the support, but down to 1 HP, will have to fall back, and not enough to get away, though. Cave eventually will find him and run him down to finish off the fight. The Symmetra gonna grab 2. It's just Chan on the ball. We know how this one ends, folks. It ends with Chan in a fiery explosion, a team kill for Cumberland, and a flawless round for them.
And now the win condition for this map is set for Cumberland. All they have to do is get a singular tick on this attack, and they will be set up in the series in 2-0 fashion. Again, for Warner, it feels like the main difference, at least on this map, because, like I said, we've been seeing improvements from the Warner team. You know, they brought this to extras, which I think is big against a team like Cumberland. To me, it's just been the pace at which Cumberland's playing with. It feels like every time they get ready to push, Cumberland just gets more aggressive, catches them mid-rotation, and is just flummoxing them time and time again during rotations.
And I think that's honestly a good point. I think it applies to a lot of other titles as well. At the speed and the decision-making pace that the better teams play with, they instantly recognize the situation, say, okay, we need to do this right now. You have to go here. I've got to pop this. And I think Cumberland is one of those teams that they can quickly identify these situations. They know what the play should be, and they have no problem full committing as 5. Even if it might be the wrong play, you make the wrong play as 4 to 5, and usually the result will at least be good.
All right, for Warner's defense, I think this is going to be the smart thing to do. I think the Lucio is going to be essential at this point, so they're going to have Jinja go over to that. And I think, you know, just being able to hold for longer, I think being able to have Maywalls to isolate plus the Reaper damage, I think is going to be important. Is Cabe going to go over to the Fair? It feels like Cabe is just like, I can play anything, and I'm going to get away with it at this point.
Yeah, a little spin the wheel of DPS. Whatever it lands on, pick me, whatever, and I will help carry us across the finish line. Gonna take to the skies now. We are seeing Ginger on the Roadhog, trying to see if they can land a nice little combo onto the Zarya. Chan getting very, very low. Ginger is gonna be able to heal up, escape back to the supports. See Cumberland probably trying to go for an early contest, and Wed again. We saw this in the first round. The Kiriko got taken out twice in the original round. They lost, and it seems they suffer a similar fate here. Luckily, they were able to find a kill back in tow, but now that the Curie is gone and the rest of Cumberland is starting to bear down, all they need is a single tick and it's over.
Oh, and the man, I wasn't sure if that Ice Block was actually going to be able to touch in time. It is, so they're going to be able to have a few people coming back. Cade getting close to that rocket barrage already.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very scary when that voice line pops in Warner. All the eyes have to look to the sky, although they might not even need to necessarily get there. Everybody else is getting zoned off very well for the Phoenix. They're pushing Warner all the way back. Finally, a little bit of resistance being shown, and just like you said, we know Cade right now is just looking for the timing and the angle, and there it goes. See if they can lock down that last kill. Can the last rocket do it? It looks like it will, and there is the whole hog as the exclamation point, and Cumberland will eventually fight through the lines, and it looks like they will win the map.
Yeah, I mean, I will say a valiant effort on that defense from Warner Gold, but Cumberland, I mean, let's be honest, they're kind of trolling a little bit. I mean, Nodi on the Widow, Cape on the Pharah, and Ginger on the Roadhog. I mean, they're able to get it done at the end, and Cumberland wins and goes up in the series 2-0 and put themselves on match point.
Yeah, I think that was just a case of a little bit of week one fun in the sun. Later on in the season, when you have to play a lot more serious in playoffs and such, your coach or your manager might be like, listen, I know you're the best, maybe it's the Genji, for example. I know you're a great Genji, but we really just need this hero in this comp at this time. So first couple of weeks, you can kind of let your players dictate maybe a little more what they want to play.
Well, that's because the other thing, right? Like a big change up with Winthrop and ISU not entering NECC in this semester. So to me, you know, so that leaves Northwood, who's, to me, probably the clear number one in NECC right now. But after that, the field's wide open for any of these teams. So I think that's going to be very interesting to see how everyone else battles things out in NECC and who will ultimately be challenging Northwood for the top spot in NECC. But folks, we will be taking a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Cumberland is up 2-0 in the series. We'll be right back.
I'd have a bit of a tech. I think we are going to go to a break. Cumberland will see if they can close out the series just in a few minutes back on NECC.
Get up. These glasses, jacket, and sweats, baby girl, that's a get up. It's chilly outside, but I'm ready to burn. Super hot fire when I move, better feel that burn. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Good morning. Ready or not, here I come, let's work. Good morning. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Nobody stopping you today. Low-key walking with a sway. Going for the distance, drop top, hopping in the range. East Coast, baby, but I'm popping in the A, let's go. This ATL, bro, go get it. Trendset it, we're embedded with the avant-garde. The style so synthetic, while I pioneer shine like a golden bellish, oh lordy. This your last warning. I've been waiting in the foyer. You put on the gas, I'm ready to go ahead.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days
Is a
ago.
dog been digging in there?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Yeah, there's something in there. Ah!
Want one?
Yeah. Thank you.
It was worth it. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there. No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you covered. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
He's breathing.
From the other side.
Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it. Help!
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, it's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what. You finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your get after it, and that's your treat. Do the exercise.
Hello and welcome back to the NECC. We're continuing our Overwatch 2 coverage here in Division 1 on this beautiful Friday. Cumberland right now, they are in the driver's seat. They are up 2-0 over Warner Gold. It was a map 1 Lijiang and then a map 2 Kings Road that, albeit was much more competitive, gave Warner a lot more to look forward to. But now, map 3 to decide if the series will continue.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes from here. And I'm just really excited to see more of the improvements from Warner. I think map 1 and map 2 is a huge difference. So I can't wait to see what map 2 to map 3 is going to bring us. I'm not sure what the map is yet. It will be the pick of Warner once again. And then obviously bans coming once again. I think the Genji ban, it was smart to target, the DPS line. But again, I just think their flexibility is just continuing to shine through. If I was them, I'd be looking to possibly take us to whatever map you feel comfortable on, but I'd be looking to target ban the tank at this point. Just because the DPS are too flexible. Like, no matter what they ban, they can compensate.
Yeah, and it looks like the map is going to be Runasapi, so either one of these teams, maybe Warner has some ideas that they like. I do think that, like you said, trying to ban out the DPS when they realistically have 6-7 heroes they can pull from and things don't really look different, I don't think that might be worth it, even if it is, maybe they are the star Genji player, but if they can play 5 of their heroes basically to the same level, maybe not worth investing the ban, but at least it was worth a shot, try to take some of the firepower out of their hands. But I think after the first 2 maps, like you said, they realized maybe targeting the DPS isn't going to be the play, and they can look to another role that they could hopefully try to exploit.
Which Runasapi is going to be a very interesting map. To me, it's not like one of those maps where it's like Watch Point, you're running Winston. Lijiang, you're running some semblance of like a brawl comp. Runasapi is pretty open on what you can play. I've seen Wrecking Ball compositions on this map. You've seen like mini dives like with a Hazard or a Diva. Even like Malga and Brawl also works. So I think it lends itself very well to both teams to be able to play whatever they're thinking. And Warner's going to ban the Widow, so I'm not sure if you'd be playing Widow on this map anyway, but I mean, Cabe and Nodi both had their moments on it. Then Cumberland just going to ban the Hog. I'm just assuming they felt like at that point, once they got the banner from Warner, it didn't really matter that much.
Yeah, and Cumberland's basically running one of the OG Overwatch 2 comps, basically all speed, all damage, all the time. Just they are going to full send it at Warner, and they have no reason to believe that they're not going to be able to win it. They've had so much success, even when they've gotten tested by Warner in these previous maps. They have found the angles they're looking for. They set up those 2 to 3 man ultimates where just Warner is completely locked up and handcuffed, and they're able to find those, just get those kill shots at the end. So Warner Gold, though, fresh slate, fresh map. You get a chance to extend the series, and Runasapi, we'll see if they can turn the tides of war here.
An already hammer going down is not going to spell much victory for the side of Warner, but I do like that they're playing the break here because it can be a nice deterrent away from the Tracer Genji. It's not going to matter when Virtual gets 2 like that.
Yeah, when your Kiriko is throwing right clicks and collecting headshots, it is a rough going for sure to start things off. And then we see Nodi even getting their hands dirty, taking out Flint on the back line as well. And that just means Cumberland is going to get that early advantage. Obviously, this is a very, can be snowbally game mode. And if you fall too far behind, you find yourself having to win 4, 5, 6 team fights if the other team is really, really pushed up on your base. So it's about trying to stop that snowball and not letting Cumberland run wild right away.
Chen already gonna find Ginger. That's kind of what we're looking for the Santa Warner to come back in this fight.
We are gonna see Nodi and Cabe again. These two, that's why I said I don't know if the DPS bans are necessarily gonna mean that much to them because they have just been frying on every single pick that they've had. Now going into the 3rd map here, and even though Warner was able to reset it to neutral, they are still just getting beat down in the back line.
Yeah, and again, Cabe continuing to just play this aggression on the Tracer, getting the Juno extremely low, ends up going down, will pay for his life, but I mean, you trade out Cabe, who can be back very fast on this Tracer, for the Juno, who, yeah, they have the speed and stuff like that, but it's just going to take longer, and they're going to get the first checkpoint, which is massive on a game mode like Push.
Yeah, and they're going to have that Kitsune rush advantage in the back pocket ready and waiting. And we know Cumberland, they don't need any excuses to send it on the other team. If they're feeling like the angle is good and they've got a chance at winning, they're going to invest everything they have. Everybody else is still waiting to get those ultimates online. Kitsune now invested by Virtual, and here they go, the Phoenix. They are off and flying. It is Jinja, the first victim of the fight. Hammer's got the ultimate online in the back pocket, but when the Kiriko is killing everybody, not sure it's worth even going for it.
Yeah, and again, Nodi gonna get the Juno late, Cabe gonna get Flint, and already 90 meters and counting. We're coming up on Avril through him here, folks. I feel like Warner, this next fight is going to be extremely important, but they have a lot of ultimates in the back pocket to be able to use here. This orbital ray from Wed, I think, could be the difference. And she's still gonna go to the Mercy. Interesting pick.
Yeah, I guess maybe just, I don't want to say safer, but a little bit easier to pilot. Maybe just kind of stick onto one of your best players and say, hopefully you can carry with the damage boost and obviously the healing beam as well. And we do see Flint at least getting a kill onto Cabe, and now we are going to hear the Dragon Blade for Nodi, but they're already down to 1 HP. Can they get the reset? Wed will eventually be able to shut them down with a nice team effort. The only unfortunate part, if you check the score, folks, 122-0.
Yeah, and I think Ginger and Chef have the possibility of getting out of this safe. I say that, but I thought Ginger was just going to back out, but Ginger's like, nah, I mean, might as well just go all out and try and die on the spot. I think it's a smart thing to do if you feel like you couldn't 100% get out safely. And they held onto their ultimate, so they'll be able to use that Rampage and the Sound Barrier. The only thing you have to be careful with for this Rampage for Cumberland is making sure you get Chan's bubbles out. But there we go, Ginger. I love seeing the Mercy kill.
Yeah, the kill and then the res too. A little bit of offense and defense. That is textbook Mercy play. And Warner Gold, they finally got the team fight win they're looking for. The robot just about reset to center stage there. But Cumberland, as you noted, Sound Barrier and the Rampage online. This could be a very deadly combination. And once again, Virtual's Kitsune just about ready. The Graviton will be invested instead. Ginger with the beat drop is going to stay alive. And then it is the Rampage as the answer. And a counter punch it was. Res going to be attempted there. It looks like it did go through, but that is for a fleeting moment at best. It's a team kill for the Phoenix, and now they can continue the march.
Yeah, I mean, that was just great patience from Cumberland. They took the grab, got Chef in there in time to Sound Barrier, and then because they had to use the bubbles early, followed up with that Rampage. Still going to have a Pulse Bomb and a High Noon available for Hammer, but with 130 meters, he's got to win one fight, and they have a Kitsune rush, but the big anti-nade coming in from Wet.
Yeah, that's a huge shutdown. Now the Deadeye going to be invested as well. Not able to find anything. Does a decent bit of zoning. That is a great shot from Hammer. The roll into the one tap. Great kill on the tank there. And it has bought Warner at least the distance and the space they need to. I was going to say win the fight through Nodi. Still going to be annoying in the back line, but it's just a Genji. That health pool very low. They're able to squish him. And Warner, a little bit more life in him yet.
As Cabe's just going to be that little annoying fly in the back line. They have not seen him yet, which I'd be a little worried. Wed, Cabe's hunting you down. Has a pulse bomb in the back pocket, which Ana can't really do anything about that. There's the stick. It's the kill.
Yeah, basically Michael Myers walking you down. No matter how fast you move, they are going to catch up and you will be done for. And Cumberland, that was exactly the kind of cheeky little play that they needed just to get that man advantage. And when they get that one player advantage, they know they can just run through the fight basically however they want to. They've got Nodi back up to the blade. Flint's got the pulse bomb, and that's basically all Warner's got to fight him off.
And once again, dangerous territory. Another big anti-date. I was going to say they had the blade, but they get Nodi down. Huge anti-dates coming in from Wed.
Yeah, Cumberland, unfortunately, the whole time this fight's been happening, they moved the robot up another 12 meters or so. So now they are literally on the 1 yard line. Warner Gold cannot afford to give any more space. You can barely see the distance there between the finale and that blue line. And now Cabe, once that bubbles down, Hammer might be in a bit of a rough spot, able to reposition, but the DPS too damn high. The res, though, looks like it will come through in time.
Yeah, it was a great bubble coming in for Chan to allow that Mercy to get the res, but Cabe still in the backline farming these supports, but doesn't have recall. We'll get the mini just in time. But they do force the recall out of Flint.
Oh, Cabe going a little bit of a desperation pulse bomb toward the end there. I don't know if he's going to maybe go for a switch or just said, listen, I'm going for it. It's 141-0. I respect the effort nonetheless. And Warner Gold, you did find a few kills, and the clock is also slowly but surely working against your favor. You only have 3 minutes, 18 seconds to now run this robot. I mean, you basically need to win the map because Cumberland is 1 kill away, essentially.
Yeah, it's a steep mountain to be able to climb at this point, Jobin, but they have 4 ultimates to be able to use here when really you're only facing down 3 from the side of Cumberland. So this is your chance to take advantage, start getting some positive meterage in your favor, but they're going to have to win this fight at the neutral because of those close spawns.
Yeah, this is the now or never moment for them, and it looks like the answer is going to be now. 3 kills immediately, including a beautiful auntie out of Wed. It is going to be the rampage from Ginger trying to salvage this fight some way, and a beautiful takedown onto Ginger in midair. Warner does a smart thing, at least try to keep this robot a little bit farther up, considering that the fight that started so incredibly for them now looking a little bit dicey, but it looks like they're hanging in there.
Yeah, I think it looked like a support was back in time to be able to heal Chan. I say that, but no, he's going to have to use his bubbles, and no, he's able to finish down the job.
Ooh, and now here comes the Wrecking Crew. Yeah, everybody else, they understood the assignment. They go for it. We do see Flint's pulse bomb fall to the wayside as well. And now Ginger just going to hop onto the ball and say, listen, I'm going to go contest the point. I'm going to be annoying. Cabe and Nodi, keep doing your thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a situation where Wed's going to have to be very I mean, they've been great with the nades. He's got the sleeps and the nades are going to be very important to deal with this annoying wrecking ball, especially when you're only protection. It's not like you have a break or something to help you out. You have a Kiri. His pulse bomb is going to go wide for Cabe.
Yeah, now he's trying to throw him in the spawn and get a nice little spawn trap with the pulse bomb. Either way, Cumberland, they are still running this fight absolutely through and through. And they've done just enough to push it over the goal line there, and they will win map 3. And they're going to walk away with a beautiful 3-0 to kick off their run in Division 1.
Yeah, for the side of Cumberland, this is how you wanted to come into NECC week number 1. Come in as a top 7 team and show why you've been ranked that high. And being able to see them in full strength with Cave in the lineup was a beauty to see, because this is more or less of what we expect to see this team when it comes to homecoming.
Yeah, you could just see the teamwork already, even early in the semester with picking up Cabe. And just the good thing about Overwatch, it has been around so long, and there's been so many play styles and comps that have been played out. So I feel like the chemistry, while it does take a little bit to kind of click with your teammates, everyone kind of understands the roles and assignments that they should fill in on a team, especially on maps they played a lot like Lee Jang and Kings Row. And as you said, Cumberland definitely wanted to make a statement today. Got tested in the middle of the series a little bit, but by that map 3, they clearly established themselves as one of the better teams.
And for the side of Warner, it's, again, as I talked about, I just wanted to see improvements throughout the series. And I don't really want to, harp on that final map. I just want to talk about that King's Row and how much, we saw some fights, some great being able to take Cumberland to extras on that map, despite ended up losing it. It was a good showing all in all. And I can't wait to see how Warner continues to improve and progress. And I think they have potential to be at some point this season in the top 20.
And listen, the best part about that for Warner, it doesn't count as 2 losses. It doesn't count as 3 losses. You're just going to start 0-1. You know that you played one of the better teams in all of Collegiate. You gave him a nice little showing, especially middle of the series, the Kings Row, like we talked about. So they've got a lot of good stuff to take away from. That VOD is probably going to give them a ton of information on things they can clean up, things they can change, maybe small mistakes that they made. Like we saw supports getting caught out a little bit too much on Kings Row. Wed and the other support can maybe look back and say, okay, if I just step back, play around my team a little better, maybe this map goes an entirely different way. So I think they've got a lot to take away from it. I think we'll be seeing them in good standings later on.
Couldn't agree with you more. Congratulations once again to Cumberland, as you can see down on the screen. Lijiang, Kings, Unisapi. The Phoenix just came in and strutted their stuff. With that, folks, we will be going on a break. The next game doesn't start for 55 minutes, so make sure you take this time to maybe go get some food, get yourself some snacks and some drinks for the next match, because we will have Tarleton State Purple going up against Texas A&M Black. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 55 minutes, folks. So thanks again, and we'll see you in about 55 minutes.
Get up. These glasses, jacket, and sweats, baby girl, that's a get up. It's chilly outside, but I'm ready to burn. Super hot fire when I move, better feel that burn. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Good morning. Ready or not, here I come, let's work. Good morning. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Nobody stopping you today. Low-key walking with a sway. Going for the distance. Drop top, hopping in the range. East Coast, baby, but I'm popping in the A. Let's go. This ATL, bro. Go get it. Trend set it. We're embedded with the avant-garde. The style so synthetic. While I pioneer shine like a golden bellish. Oh, lordy. This your last warning. I've been waiting in the foyer. You put on the gas. I'm ready to go ahead.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days ago.
Dog been digging in there?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Oh, yeah, there's something in there.
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it.
Nothing cuts quite like a memory, especially one that you're trying to forget. But I can't find the energy to rewind and reset. I know you don't wanna be used, but you use me to build up. You build up to break me down. How does it feel? How does it feel to know me around? I won't make a sound. I won't make a sound until I hit the ground. I won't make a sound. So don't shoot me down. Alright, we're not broken. We're just getting off the ground. Straight off the Sometimes I lack the bravery, 'cause I know I fear the end. One day we'll see a victory. Carry on until the sun will shine to break me down. How does it feel? How does it feel tonight? I can't stop thinking about you, but what you gonna do? And you know I'm feeling good like that, so what you gonna do? And I can't stop thinking about you, but what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. Baby, I just wanna be alone. I don't need your company, stop blowing up my phone. You don't get the things that I've been through, and I don't have the time to lay it all in front of you. And you think that you wanna save me. You don't know it, baby, why you do this? I got this under control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. I stand back and I watch you explore. In perfect visions, like I've been here before. Falling faster, I try to ignore. I see you, I see you. I'll let you drag me to hell if you hold my hand. from 24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to. I can't seem Go on myself. I'm cold steel stainless. My glass half full. Always said don't suffer no fools. Serpents daydream. I bite, you call me lovely. Got a sweet tooth. I'm gonna get the sugar from you. When they say I'm a machine gun, I take it as a compliment. Honey, you should know I can be a weapon. I can be a weapon. Come cold blood, selfish. Your words are painless. I like when I drive and feel so dangerous. They say I'm a red flag, 'cause they want it so bad. You should know I'm holding on to what I had. When they say I'm a machine gun, I take it as a compliment. Honey, you should know I can be a weapon. I can be a weapon.
I wish we stayed the same. I got way too many thoughts in my brain, but I got memories that run through my veins. I'm not one to blame, but I could point out every way that you changed. Some things stay up while others go right down the drain. And lately we've been going down in flames. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm my therapist is saying that I should. I don't believe her, but I really wish I could. Instead, I guess I'll stay misunderstood. Oh, 'cause I'm stuck now, just trying to figure a way out. I've tried but can't seem to slow down. I don't know if I want to. But if I'm honest, I I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm honest, I get in my feels when I want you. Say you feel it too, I'll haunt you. Hold on till I'm lost in nirvana. But if I'm can't seem to slow down, and I don't know if I want to.
All I seek to find is a world that's mine. Need a place to hide. Will you free my mind? Following the lights of a world that's blind. In your eyes I see there's a place for me. All I seek to find is a world that's mine. Need a place to hide. Will you free my mind? Follow the light of a world that's blind. In your eyes I see there's a place.
What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't put it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just can't. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there.
No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you covered. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
He's breathing.
I think from the other side.
Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Hey, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Hey, get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's no worries. I got it.
Oh, awesome day for a pump, dude.
Hey, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I...
And welcome back from our slightly extended break. We are back on the NECC. This time, we're going to be switching divisions. We're going over to Division 4 to bring on 2 new schools. It's going to be Texas A&M Purple, and it's going to be the school of Tarleton. Definitely a school I'm a little bit less familiar with, but it's just one of the fun Week 1 vibes that we get.
Yeah, very excited to see both these teams going at it. As Texas A&M, they've been building up their esports program now for the last couple semesters, maybe 3 semesters at this point. Texas A&M Maroon being in the top 20, and then Texas A&M White being just outside the top 20 as well. So a lot of these lower teams, to me, might spell, the fact that they have a big esports program behind them might have some potential. As you mentioned, Tarleton State's one I'm not super familiar with, but I love diving into these lower divisions. This is where you start to see teams who we're not always going to necessarily see the meta. We might have teams that just play awesome, weird comps that they're just really good at, and they just stick to it, and it's really cool to see. So I can't wait for this to get started.
Those kind of games are honestly the most fun for me as well, because I've seen the OWCS comps on the same maps time and time again, watching pro, even going back and watching Homecoming and some other high-level collegiate. I want to see people just pick what they're comfortable on, pick what they like playing in ranked, and then basically just go for a 15, 20-minute fist fight, because those are just the most exciting games where it literally feels like every single moment feels like an entire game in itself.
And that's going to be something to admire and watch throughout this series, as both teams looking to hopefully start hot in this division 4. As I mentioned, this is week 1, so both teams currently no wins, no losses. So it's going to be nice to try and get out and started week 1 with a win to try and just propel yourself and give yourself some good momentum heading into the season.
Yeah, and I know at least for the Texas A&M side, I know they've really been building up the esports, like you said, the last couple of years. I know they had a really good run in CVAL last year or the year before, and they've slowly been building up their program, and especially some of these bigger, like traditional D, getting a lot more resource and putting a lot more time and effort into the series or into the program as a whole as it goes on. So exciting to see what they are going to do, and who could have guessed it is going to be Lijiang Tower for our introductory map.
It's actually Ilios from what we were hearing in our
I heard that,
They're
and then I still said the wrong thing.
Looking to fix that up a little bit. But Ilios, to me, is very, very fun and very, very interesting, because unlike Lijiang, Ilios is extremely dive-centric. This is where you expect to see wrecking balls and hazards and Winstons and divas instead of like your Junker Queens, your Orissas, your Zarias, your Reinhardts, etc., Junker Queens. So I think it's going to be a complete dichotomy from our first series, where we're going to see a total different style of play on this map.
Yeah, and I think for me personally, at least watching, that's a lot more fun. I know when I start hopping in ranked, I'd rather just play the OP Orisa that can basically never die and get me free elo, but I love to see these diva players, the Winstons, like you said, so much more skill expression, the creativity that we see, creating some of these off angles, or just being that nuisance in the sky that the backline is constantly worried about, constantly stressing over, and that makes for a very, very fun game. I am a big Ilios fan as well, so this is a great way to get us going in map 1 with 2 teams yet to step into the server in NECC. This is your chance to walk away with that sweet 1-0 start. And now we get a quick look at the comps and see where they're going to break down.
Yeah, starting out with Texas A&M. This feels like more classic Ilios, where you get a hazard with like a Tracer Genji, which, as we talked about, is very, very prevalent right now in the meta. Tarleton State, I will say, given that it's this map of ruins, this is the map where you can play Brawl. It tends to be okay to play it on this map. So they are going to play the Junker Queen. But the combo they're playing here, the Mei with the Ashe, is very interesting. So the Mei is mostly going to be sticking with the Junker Queen, while Bajordo is going to be on kind of by themselves, just looking to take angles and find headshots. And the Moira Kiri is also another interesting support combo here.
Yeah, I just have to make sure that Moira and the Kiriko are very on top of the Queen's health bar. She gets caught out a little bit too long, obviously. She can do a lot of damage. She's not the tankiest tank that we have in the game, obviously, especially given the certain metas. And a little bit of chip damage back and forth. Nobody actually falling so far. It looks like Tarleton may have gotten the slight front foot forward, though. Nice little dynamite over the top from Bjord. Few nice shots go through as well. And hey, they've got the first capture.
To me, it's very strange to see the way this is playing out for Texas A&M Black. I mean, they're playing a hazard comp with Tracer Genji, and it feels like, at least as it sits right now, none of them are really on the same page. And I'm like, if you're Hazard and Tracer Genji jump in, there should be no reason Bajor survives ever. Like, all they have is Coach Gun, and you can easily deal with that on this comp. So I feel like that needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but I did like what Tarleton was doing, using that shout to move around, and they constantly just kept moving. They didn't allow people to stay in one spot and get caught out.
Yeah, I think that's the key when you're playing one of the comp set, where you don't really, I mean, Jungle Queen is a front line, but it's not a Reinhardt, it's not an Orisa, so it's a very volatile front line. So the more that you can move around, create these off angles, and play your spacing, I think it's just going to suit them that much better. There is the counterpunch out of Texas A&M, rather. Finally grabbing a few kills are the DPS, Spill Spell and Viper, both making their names known. The only unfortunate part, the team was waiting to respawn, so they weren't able to take all that space they would like, and Fried Rice has been locking things down for Tarleton.
Love that name, by the way, Fried Rice.
Yeah.
Perfect Overwatch name. And now they find Claybird out. And despite, you know, finding all those picks for Texas A&M, having to go back and re-engage gave everything Tarleton State needed to get their players back, and they're able to finish it off. And they have a lot of... They haven't even had to use an ultimate yet, so they're in a really good spot. Final fight territory for A&M. They got to flip this point.
Yeah, that's actually a great point. Not a single ultimate in the game has been used yet. Everybody was slowly building up to them. We haven't really had that massive 5v5 team fight, but now that Tarleton is going to be first to those buttons, it could be very, very dangerous. It is going to be the hazard ult out of Claybird first, trying to trap up some of these Tarleton State players. Unfortunately, not enough damage, and now they've got their ultimates of their own. They still have the Rampage and Bob in the back pocket, the Kitsune and the Coalescence both ready to go in about a moment's notice, and it looks like Tarleton State, one more kill should do the trick, and it'll be 0.1 to them.
It's so funny. You know, as the player myself, you get the victory Rampage. I would have been that person who's like, I don't care. I would use the on point on that more if I know Fate already, just to really stick it to him. But anyway, Tarleton State coming out guns a-blazing. I like seeing the Jungle Queen comp. The only issue I have for the rest of these maps is it's not as viable on these more open, widespread maps where dives can be more easily achieved. So the question is, can they continue to still get this composition to work on these next two sub-maps that aren't going to be as conducive to running that type of composition?
Yeah, definitely worth noting. The Queen obviously wants to be in your face, use the hammer, use the knives, get up close and personal and start brawling with you, but you get a little more spaced out with some of the DPS that can really target you from longer ranges. She can definitely feel a little bit isolating and a little bit harder to play, but so far, at least on the Ilios, Tarleton State playing into the map strengths very well. I don't think we're going to see too many swaps, if any, coming through for either team, so Texas A&M, they're going to be content to see what they can cook up here, but they definitely got to get something back. That 0.1 was a quick one.
Taking positioning in the side room over here, I think it's going to be very smart for the more brawl type composition to be able to play, which is going to make the dives that much harder, and already an opening pick for Damp.
Yeah, the Genji out of the fight is not going to spell good news for the side of Texas A&M, and now Corporate nowhere to run as well. A nice little throwing knife there from Fried Rice, just a little bit wide right from the connection, but Tarleton, they do not care. That B point, it is all theirs all day. They are first to the capture yet again, and now it is going to be Texas A&M. Can you break out of the trap and see if you can bring the second point back?
I like what I've seen out of Damper's Penny so far on this May. That's going to be the one person, if you're Texas A&M, you want to ignore. So as long as they keep hitting these right clicks with those icicles, like that's all the value you need, because they're not even going to be looking at you.
Yeah, and then a face full of boop. I mean, yeah, sometimes it takes Lucio to get up close and personal and fire off that right click. Dampish will go down there, and Texas A&M, this would be a very good time to start to move forward. You could potentially swing the point over in your favor before the respawns come through, and the battle Lucio, why not? The one to get the job done. The rest of the team fills in nicely, and only 31% before Texas flips it.
Yeah, that was really interesting because I was just going on a tangent about how you want to ignore the May, and they're like, screw that noise. Let's just get rid of this May who's been killing us, which, you know, fairness to them, they're able to get it done. It's just, you know, with the ice block stuff like that, it can just take longer. A lot of ultimates coming online for Texas A&M Black as well. Tarleton State, because they won the fight so quickly and decisively, their ults are slow charging.
Yeah, and Texas A&M, meanwhile, they're about to have everything at their disposal to see if they can try to win this first team fight. A nice pulse bomb out of Spill Spell. Golden Flame is able to take back the Kiriko in return, but it looks like Texas A&M, that was the first break that they needed. And now a Dragon Blade, just for good measure, is going to be able to find the first reset. It will get put away before the Queen can fall. It'll be Spill Spell to finish off the fight, and Texas A&M now in control.
But now after that fight's kind of concluded, the thing you can say is that was two 2 big ultimates off the table for Texas A&M, as Tarleton will be coming up on 4 out of their 5. The only thing is this Blizzard for Dampish Penny, there's just not a lot of value to be seen. Everyone in this conference, Texas A&M, is extremely mobile, so getting someone with Blizzard is going to be tough.
Yeah, and all the verticality and the different ways they can kind of scale the site. It can be very difficult to find that big 3-4 hero knockup, or slowdown rather. Viper's going to take down Bjorn to get us going. The Blizzard and the Coalescence and the Kitsune all getting activated. And it looks like the win buttons, the win conditions have been met for this fight at least. Claybird and Oats, the only 2 left to defend this point. It will be flipped back over to Tarleton. Not before a 78% run by Texas A&M, and maybe they can get a stagger on the tank as well.
It looks like they're going to be able to get out. The question is, do they get the carry before the TP? No, TP is able to come out, and they're able to get out. 50% accounting for Tarleton State. They still have this Rampage online, so they got to make sure they get this Suzu out of Oats.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the biggest cooldowns that they can get, to try to get some sort of combo set up. And now they're mad about the Battle Lucio. They saw Corporate wreaking havoc on the backline earlier. They swat the fly, and now they're able to regain full control of the point. Just got to find out where Spill Spell is lurking. They will take a little trip off the map, and it will be Tarleton yet again controlling the fight and looking to take the lead back.
This is where things are getting dangerous for Texas A&M. I mean, you lose that fight and don't force out a single ult, so they can still use this Rampage. They can, now they're going to have Bob be able to throw into that. I mean, the only thing you're looking at for this next fight is a Pulse Bomb, and if it goes on long enough, you probably get the Downpour. So you got to make this Pulse Bomb count if you're Spill Spell.
Yeah, not having either of the support ultimates and the Dragon Blade being that far away, they're going to have to try to spell enough time so Claybird can get that ulti online and then fire it off with that Pulse Bomb and hope that something works. But now it's time for the 6th man of the year to make an entrance. Bjorn instantly taken out by Claybird, though. So despite that, Bob comes in, Ash goes down. It's a huge Rampage out of Fried Rice. And now can they find the follow-up? So far, it is looking to be the case. The Genji getting slowly drained by Golden Flames, and it'll be Tarleton just cleaning up that fight. Those ultimates you mentioned, they definitely made an impact there.
Yeah, and like, so it was a very well-placed Downpour for the side of Texas A&M Black. But not only do you avoid the Downpour because of the Rampage, because, you know, you basically dash out of it. It's like a dash. Then you also, not only did you use it to reposition yourself to avoid something like that, you also got like 3 players in it as well. So then you get them anti, their health is draining, and you're able to clean up all those kills. So that was a massive ultimate coming in from the side of Tarleton. Go up 1-0 in the series, and they really, despite, you know, being in a disadvantageous map, really made that Junker Queen composition work for themselves very well.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Even if something maybe isn't necessarily the best pick or in the best spot, as long as you play around it to the best of your ability, make sure that Queen's front line stays established. We saw several really good Rampages, like you said, that last one at the end especially. It's never knowing when she's going to decide to hit that go button, and then it's so hard to react to that in a split second, especially when everybody else was cooking on the site as well. So that is a clean game out of Tarleton. Texas A&M definitely brought it back there at the end, but just those ultimates at the end, I think, were really the kicker, like you talked about.
Yes, that's going to be the big question going forward with Texas A&M. I mean, and the problem too was, you know, I don't know if, you know, dive was necessarily their specialty. I mean, it seemed like the hazard with the Tracer Gidgee was fine, but that was a map very conducive to playing that style. And you still got kind of beat by a brawl composition. So it's like, do you take him to Kings where you're basically begging them to keep playing this Junker Queen? I mean, maybe you could pull it out and play it yourself, but I mean, if that was the case, you know, maybe you would have thought about trying it against them on that map. But I think only time will tell. I mean, obviously bans can come into play in a pretty big way, not that you know what Tarleton likes to play. But I think all of that's just got to be going through your head if you're A&M trying to get back in the series.
Yeah, you're thinking, what's the most comfortable map we have? Now, given the context of map 1, do we think playing that brawl style is actually going to work? Do we have one of these players that can pick up one of these brawl, one of these true, just beefy frontliners and just really stay alive long enough for the rest of the team to maybe find the kills they're looking for, or give the supports a little more of a grace window to, you know, get some of the heals through, at least keep you alive for that second and that third effort? So I'm definitely interested to see what the map is going to be. And it looks like we are going to have a sub in as well. I think Corporate was on the side of Texas A&M, and he is going to be subbed in for Tie-Dye. And we did see with Overwatch 2, now I know every team isn't running a 6-7 person roster, but we are seeing it so often now that the hero pool and the map pool has expanded so greatly.
I think it really depends. Like, okay, so it's almost, you're almost always guaranteed 6. I think for the most part, teams having one person who can play every single tank at the highest level is very hard to find. Like, you know, your Cuffes and your Infecteds, it's just, there's not a lot of those to go around. So I think a lot of teams tend to have more than one tank. You know, one tank probably specializes more in Brawl, the other specializes more in Dive or whatever. It's just different hero differences. I think the same can be said sometimes for supports, because you have situations where sometimes you want a main and a flex support, but other situations predicated on double flex. So I think that's as well. But I think when it comes to DPS, normally you just want 2 DPS in there who are extremely flexible all around.
Yeah, and the tank thing was a really good point, too, because, I mean, back in the day when it was 6v6, you had a main tank and an off tank, which were vastly different roles, had very different responsibilities, completely separate play styles. So now trying to consolidate that into 5, yeah, you might have that 6-man that, you know, I play a lot of Reinhardt, I play a lot of Ramattra, I play a lot of Brawl heroes, and then somebody else that's like, listen, I play mostly Dive, I'm great at maneuvering to the backline, I'm great at creating space and opening up lanes for my DPS to really carry, and that's been a lot of the fun in Overwatch, and it looks like we are going to see Suravasa as the second map here as well.
Yeah, this has been one of those classic first few map picks. We didn't see it last series, but it doesn't surprise me we're seeing it here. It's definitely the favorite of all of the Flashpoint maps. I mean, especially given, I actually don't know what team's opinion is on Atlas at this point, but it's not in the game right now because of bugs and stuff like that. So no shockers there. But Cervos is always going to be a fun map. It definitely tends to lean a little bit more. I mean, we've seen even like this being a pretty decent Wrecking Ball map is what I was trying to think of. Even like Crazy Raccoons is a map where they would pull out the Wrecking Ball and just go to town. But also, I mean, it's also a map where we've seen a lot of Winston, a lot of Hazard. But, you know, even Zarya might be good on this map where you want to go more of a Brawl because Zarya is very strong right now.
Yeah, and especially when you get down to actually fighting over control of the points, because fighting in the in-between, obviously the Brawl might not necessarily work as good. Trying to rotate around the map, having the Winston and the ball, you can take basically as much space as you want, as fast as you want, but then when it comes down to getting in that 5v5 and some of these smaller sites, these smaller areas where you just don't really have the verticality on some of the points, there is to some degree, but you're not going to be flying all over the place, creating these insane angles. It's going to be pretty much you're boxed in, and you're going to have to fight your way out. So I want to see if we're going to see Texas A&M go for the Brawl style like we're thinking about, or maybe they've got some crazy out of the box idea that neither of us could ever see coming, especially after a loss.
And the best part about, you know, these Flashpoint maps, especially after they've been reworked recently, like Cervasa was already a pretty solid map to begin with, but even with the changes they've made, it's just that much better. Opening up the initial exit points from your spawn, you know, changing some of the pathing and flank routes that you can take on some of these points. It's only made these Flashpoints that much better. As we can see on the screen, Tarleton has banned Lucio, which is interesting given, you know, Lucio was, you know, it's pretty important for these Brawl compositions. If it said A&M Black Bastion, that's a little perplexing right there. I mean, it could have been a protect pick on a DPS.
Yeah, or maybe one of them has random intel that, hey, listen, damn for Bjord, they are an insane Bastion player. I played him in solo queue. Maybe there's, and I think both schools are from Texas. Just looking at Tarleton's logo, I see the state of Texas.
Yep,
so maybe they have played at some lands locally before. Maybe they have actually met up in solo queue or are familiar with each other. It's always hard to tell because there's obviously so many players and so many matches being played, but definitely an interesting band we don't see too often. And we are going to see Bo. Obviously, Bo in for Claybird as well. Claybird played the Hazard on map 1. The other substitution made is going to be Bo stepping into the Zarya. So as we said, maybe a differentiation in style and preference, and this is the result.
I think this is going to be extremely interesting. Zarya versus Ramattra. Ramattra, obviously, you know, going to be a lot more tanky, but Viper's already going to open things up.
Yeah, Texas A&M, that is a much better start than on map 1. Instantly, the Ashe getting a taste of her own medicine. A nice cleanse to keep the Ramattra up for another extra second there. We do see Bo doing a good job to hold down the front line, and they're going to find another pick. So Moira going to be down. It looks like Bjord may just be coming back off respawn. And now Texas A&M, they are first to the break, and they capture A.
Yeah, the Zarya, we talked about how strong it can be on this map, and I kind of, you know, had that preamble where I'm like, you know, even, you know, where this could be a little bit more brawly, the Zarya, but Bjorn very open things up to really come back quickly for Tarleton.
Yeah, Bjorn a little bit upset that they got killed with a headshot deflection. Always feels extremely bad when you're on the DPS and the Genji just diffs you like that. But we are going to see Oats just turn their life over there. Don't want to stagger that spawn too long. So Texas A&M, they lose the second round of fights. They'll go for the reset. And Tarleton State probably get this to about 25-30 before we see a contest.
Yeah, with how fast these points tick up, I mean, by the time this fight even breaks out, we're going to be in similar ult charge situations. Damn, the closest up there to being able to get an ultimate online here. Viper honestly probably get a blade here, simply like if you're Tarleton, you gotta keep your head on a swivel and be ready for Viper to be coming in strong with that blade.
Yeah, and there's still enough time
wall,
on the point where the ultimate decisions will have to be made. Everything doesn't want to be necessarily used that once in case there is that second and third effort. We did see the Blizzard get invested for a hot second. Viper not going to decide to use the blade. Maybe waiting for a better moment. Ultimately, though, gets isolated, separated from the rest of the team. And now this Ashe can just get to free fire away. And we have seen Bjord, besides the one deflection kill early, just on target with the
This is the one thing that's been surprising to me. The fact that you can play... that Tarleton's been able to force the Ashe so consistently so far. Like, this is definitely not like a super heavy Ashe map. Not just a bad map, a bad Ashe map or anything. But I feel like Texas A&M also, I feel like that's the one player who's super targetable on this team. They're just not going for it.
Yeah, speaking of targetable, it looks like Viper trying to target somebody with the blade and then getting a left hook to the jaw and then Damp with the last kill there. And now you've got a very angry Ramatra running down the rest of your crew. And it looks like Texas A&M, despite the first team fight win, are going to get rolled out here. 10 kill streak for the Ram and ultimately point A over to Tarleton.
Yeah, a great turnaround. The Ramatra talked about how tanky it is. I mean, literally, before the new season came out, Ramatra was extremely meta. Where literally you just sit there and hold your hands up and you just don't die. Like, and then at some point they gave Ramatra, after nerfing him, gave him a couple more, 50 more armor, I believe. And that's been enough to not make a meta, but still a solid pick. So Tarleton State taking full advantage of that, and they're going to have an annihilation for this next fight. If needed, and they have a Coalescence too to counter out this Graviton coming in.
Good call. Yeah, I was about to say, I was checking over the ultimates to see if Texas was going to decide to maybe go for something here, and the Orbital Ray will be the first chip to fall here. Spillspell and Bo both sitting on ultimates, but there is the Genji. Viper ripping everybody to shreds, a quadra kill for them, and a team kill for Texas A&M, so that was a good call on that. The Orbital Ray, all the juice they needed to win that one through.
Yeah, that's actually huge to be able to win that with only just the Orbital Ray. And that was just A&M, being quicker to the gun, just being faster on it because they had the ult. There's the grab now.
Yeah, that is a 5-hero grab, and that is a pulse bomb for the combo. That is how you draw it up in scrims in VOD review. That was perfect execution. There was the time to use the rest of the ultimates, and it could not have worked out better.
To me, that's also a little bit of poor communication on the side of Tarleton. Not that they got grabbed or anything, but I feel like the Coalition should not have been popped because you should have known that pulse bomb was coming. You got to be tracking that and knowing even with Coalitions, you can't outlive that.
Yeah, and you hate to just accept that you're going to take the L with the 2 ultimate combo, but sometimes it's better to keep that util into the back pocket. But now we are going to see the beauty of Annihilation, courtesy of Fried Rice. We saw Viper pop the blade in between everything, thinking maybe they could try to win that point over, get it to a 99 overtime stall, but now 2 big cooldowns off the table. Damp still on the May, no Blizzard, and then obviously that Annihilation burned up, so Texas A&M will have a chance at a nice counterpunch soon.
I agree, but they also use A&M Black used Rally and Blade in that fight, so they don't really have anything of their own. Bjorn can still throw in the Bob onto point. I kind of like the state Tarleton's in right now. If I'm A&M, I'm just going in trying to force out these ults from Tarleton and look to take it on the next fight.
Yeah, I thought I heard the win button get used, but I didn't actually realize the rally was invested. That is an even bigger cooldown maybe than some of the other ones that we listed. And now we do see that Bob is ready to be deployed, but Bjord, it's all gunny for them. They do not need the extra attacker, and now it's going to be Tarleton back up to their old ways. They have got Texas A&M retreating for safety.
That was actually really bad for A&M Black to be able to allow Tarleton to win that fight without any ult commitment whatsoever. So now you're in a hope and a prayer situation where you need Spill Spell to come through in a big way with this Pulse Bomb that's incoming.
Yeah, the Pulse Bomb's got to be mega, and you better pray that Bo somehow can get to the Graviton before the fight ends up finishing. It's going to be Kitsune and Bob, though, out of Tarleton. They know exactly what time it is. This Ramatra's fists are flying. Viper's trying to make something happen here. But Bob, along with the rest of the crew from Tarleton, they are just cleaning the fight. and the 2 ultimates is all that they need to catch that right timing, and it is a team kill.
And again, Tarleton with, the ability that even though they let some ult percentage happen on the point, be able to win the fight. And then once they have control of the point, they just never let go. They're really good at playing their positioning and counter-rotating and just putting themselves in great spots to win. And now they'll have control of this point, plus a blizzard to throw down if they need it.
Yeah, and this is one of those points especially where I said, a lot of the verticality gets kind of taken out of the window here. Everyone's going to be forced to kind of fight in these small confined spaces, and that is where Damp wants everybody to be. You get the coalescence going with the Blizzard. Fried Rice will pop the Annihilation. It could get very dangerous. Orbital Ray will be the first thing invested into this fight, though. This Ramatra getting dangerously low, but the Blizzard to save the tank. And then a few right clicks and some fist flying will take down Bo. And Tarleton, you said it perfectly. Once they get set up to play this defense, they are just lockstep with each other.
Yeah, and now they have control of the point. And, once they've had that, they've just never been able to let it go. But they will have this Graviton Surge online. No +1 to combo it with this time, but they can combo it with the Blade. That's just as potent a combination as well. But I will say the Coalescence has a better shot of being able to heal through that than it would a Pulse Bomb, because the Pulse Bomb is just burst crazy amounts of damage. The slashes, they won't get one-hit KOs with just a slash.
Yeah, and as long as Golden Flame can position correctly and make sure they stay alive, they get the full use of that Coalescence, and it just feels like an endless damage drought for the side of A&M. We are going to see the Graviton Surge and the Rally both getting invested. The Annihilation's going to be the response to that one. Viper dies before the Blade can be invested at all, and that means Tarleton State, they've got this fight as good as won. It's a lowly Tracer all by their lonesome, and it is the Ramatra in Fried Rice. Yet again, team kill, and I believe that's the map.
Tarleton takes the series into a 2-0 lead. And I don't know if you saw it in that final fight, but that was all about Dampish Penny. When that grab came online, perfect wall to protect them for the first 2 seconds of that grab, and then it allowed time for the Moira to be able to get that Coalescence going, so then there was nothing they could do about it. So that was really, really, really well played by Dampish Penny. I think all in all, they probably still would have ended up winning the map, but it saved them, having to take more fights and taking more time to do it.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to Damp there. Even at the end, we saw the Ramatra and Fried Rice get very, very low, dueling with the Zarya, throw the wall down, stall out the rest of the team, then pop the Blizzard at the very last second, because if we're in a tank fight right now and that Zarya goes down, this game is going to be immediately won for us. Viper just died, didn't use the Blade. They're still respawning far away, and Tarleton just understood the assignment, and once they got locked in on that defense, they were just able to establish that front line, and there was no breaking through it.
All right, folks, Tarleton takes a massive 2-0 lead in the series. The big question is, where does A&M take us from here, and what bans do we see? Because they are on match point is Tarleton. We're going to take a quick break and give these teams to reset and refocus, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Jacket and sweats, baby girl, that's a get up. It's chilly outside, but I'm ready to burn. Super hot fire when I move, better feel that burn. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Good morning. Ready or not, here I come, let's work. Good morning. Get up before the sun is up, baby, let's work. Nobody stopping you today. Low key walking with a sway. Going for the distance. Drop top, hopping in the range. East Coast, baby, but I'm popping in the A. Let's go. This ATL, bro. Go get it. Trend set it. We're embedded with the avant-garde. The style so synthetic. While a pioneer shine like a golden bellish. Oh, lordy. This your last warning. I've been waiting in the foyer. You put on the gas. I'm ready to go ahead.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days ago.
Dog been digging in there?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's something in there, dude. Just leave it.
Are you kidding me?
We'll just head to the house. Just leave it.
The hell with that.
Oh, yeah, there's something in there.
Want one?
Thank you.
It was worth it. What am I supposed to say?
It doesn't matter. He's dead. He ain't listening to you anyway.
I'm hungry.
No. Put it away. I can't watch it. Oh, crap. Just reach in. You gotta pull it. Just grab it. Just take it out of his hand. You just can't. What do you mean you can't?
He won't let go.
What do you mean he won't let go? He's dead.
Help me. Get in there.
No, just hold on.
Make him let go of it. No, I got you covered. Just go in for a hug. Go and get on in there. It's a bad loss. Yeah, hug him up. Just reach. Hug him up.
He's breathing.
On the other side. Go.
I can't.
Just-
I can't do it.
Help me, Lord. Help me get over this loss.
I can't breathe.
Yeah, I can't breathe. I'm so upset. I can't breathe. Stop. You knock on wood so they go to heaven. It's like a lucky. Get the stick.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get the meat stick?
Yeah, I got it.
Hey, just hold tight for a second. They're moving the casket. Just hold tight.
Yeah, that's no worries. I got it.
Oh, what an awesome day for a pump, dude.
Yeah, I gotta take it easy. Doc says if I exert myself, I will die.
You overexert yourself, you will die.
I'll tell you what. You finish the workout, all these could be yours. That looks good. A little bit of honey ham for the ham. Get after it, and that's your nope. Get after it, and that's your treat. Hey, do the exercise.
Different map and different lineup for Texas A&M, but the result remained the same. Tarleton with an absolute statement on Saravasa, taking it 3-0 as far as the points go, now bringing them to 2-0 in the series. It was the Ramatra. It was a great play out of the supports. We saw Bjord making fantastic plays on the Ash, and just overall, pick any player from that series, from that team, and you could find a bright moment for them. And now they've got one more map to try to close it out.
Yeah, and we see on screen that A&M is bringing us to Watch Point Gibraltar, which I think is the smartest move they could have done. They have shown the capability to play dive-ish compositions with like the Hazard. I don't know if you're going to want to play Hazard on this map specifically, but maybe substitute a Diva or Winston in there. But we have not seen that in the bag for Tarleton. Both maps they played a version of a Brawl, and this is a map where I don't know if you can force Brawl. Like, I know we saw them do it on Vegas, but Watch Point is strictly a dive map.
Well, I think you can try to force brawl. I don't know how well you're gonna do if you try to force it the entire way through. Maybe they even try it out for a fight or two and go, okay, this is what we thought was gonna happen. Now we have to pivot. But the bans are going through for Tarleton. They're gonna take away the hazard, and then for Texas A&M, they will be taking away the Moira.
Which the hazard, no surprises at all. I mean, we saw them play that on Ilios, so Tarleton, it makes sense that they're gonna ban that. But defensively, this is just classico Watch Point Gibraltar for Texas A&M. Winston, Tracer Genji with an Ana Brig. Just warms the heartstrings. For Tarleton, I kind of want to see what they're actually going to roll out on. It's hard to imagine they're going to play double hit scan with Winston and the Lifeweaver Curie, but again, like I mentioned, this is Division 4, so you never know for sure.
Yeah, and unless we see, I think that is going to be the starting five that they are rolling out with. And I respect it. If you're good at these heroes and you're confident, that is oftentimes the best play to make. Don't try to overthink it. Don't do something that you're not good at. Just play that game you know how to play and see how the chips may fall. It is Tarleton that'll be going in on the offense first, trying to see how far they can get this payload. And this is the Winton battle we're going to be seeing for a very long time on this map.
Yeah, but in this situation, yeah, here we go. We need this. Oh, Spill's going to go down because that's exactly what needs to contest the car. But they get punished in the span of doing so. And Tarleton's also, Fried Rice going to miss that jump. Not ideal.
Yeah, and I like that Tarleton is just going to go for the speed run strat. If we have to get out from this underpass, otherwise this is one of the worst places to try to navigate team fights, especially if you got somebody like Viper flinging around on the back line. That is the beauty of the Sojourn as well. A few well-placed shots and then a little right click from the railgun. And you can do so much DPS, as we just see Fried Rice doing exactly what they did on the Ramatra, just locking things down on the front line.
Okay, so now we're going to see Turtle getting very dropped down. Yeah, this is what we need to see from this Wizard composition. Getting nice, clean, cut dives, especially onto these hit scans. Ash Sojourn, I know they have a coach gun and a slide, but they're extremely, extremely susceptible to a good dive from a Winston Tracer Genji. There's no reason why these hit scans live for as long as they have been.
Yes, especially if Bo can catch the timing and realize, oh, Ash just used Coach Gun. I now have a 6-second window where she literally has zero counterplay to me, and the same goes with the other dive as well. With the Sojourn slide, we are going to see the rally getting activated for Turtle, and now the Primal Rage from Fried Rice is going to be the response. They are getting slapped around in the corner, but it's going to be Bo that finds the first one of the fight. Finally, the other Winston getting his hands dirty and finding a kill onto the Brig, and we're going to see if this Ana will be able to survive a well-placed sleep and will escape on 1 HP while Viper does the rest of the work.
Yeah, and then they're going to basically be able to clean up everything, survive with near-death experience for the Tracer and the Ana, and be able to get out. This is what we need to see from Texas A&M. As we're seeing Dampish Penny trying to make something happen. Blades coming out, slice and dice.
Yeah, this is Viper. He's been frying all game long already, but then it will be the shutdown out of Bjord, so the Dragon Blade will go for naught. We did see the Pulse Bomb, the Rally, and a Nano invested shortly before that as well. So Tarleton, this is a fantastic timing for you now to push that advantage and really, really put that pressure on.
You still have to deal with the Angry Monkey, and that's a great anti-nade that's going to be forcing the Life Grip out, but he's been done. Dampish finds one with the Overclock. I'm surprised they didn't pop Primal. That could have given you this sustain you needed to keep that fight alive. But in the end, Tarleton able to get that first point.
Yeah, I don't think I would have hated the Primal there either. I think there was like a minute 25 left on the clock, so even if you can buy another 25-30 seconds, which is not unreasonable within the Primal Rage, I think they might have been able to at least slow down the push of Tarleton, but the good thing is now you still have the Primal in the back pocket and you can really set yourself up for a nice fight.
This is where things get interesting. This is where I think the Lifeweaver Curie starts to lose its value a little bit. I mean, outside of the poles, I'm not sure Lifeweaver's doing a whole lot here, because you don't really need pedal. I mean, you have pedal platforms for hit scans, that's about it, because Winston's not going to be able to want to do something like that. And see, even the pole doesn't get them in a good position, because look at that, Bjorn's already on, Bo's already on top of them.
Yeah, luckily, though, they were able to take down Spill Spell, so no harm was really done to the Ash. Bjorn was able to walk away. A disruption kill over onto Viper. And once again, it looks like Tarleton, they've got the start to the fight that they were looking for. We see a nice ante on the fried rice, but they should be able to escape with their life. Pulse Bomb not going to be able to find the mark, but it looks like the shots from Bo and Spill will do the job just fine. And now it's just a mix fest trying to fight over the payload. Texas A&M trying desperately to stop Tarleton's push.
Is the rally's going to get forced out by Turtle, but Dampish and Fried Rice find two. And it looks like they're going to eventually cap this point with just a Winston on the point. It is going to be all but fraught for this second point, as Tarleton, after taking a very long time on their first point attack, speed runs second point and gets them 3.5 minutes to try and get this third point.
Yeah, that was a really great job of them. I think understanding that when Bo didn't use the Primal to fight over the payload earlier, that they were going to have to fight off some ultimates, but they came ready with all the utility and all the tools in the world. Obviously, the Tree of Life out of Golden Flame, that extra bit of sustain, and then the Primal from Fried Rice to just give them that little bit of extra oomph in the team fight, extra access to the backline. So Tarleton now 3 minutes to finish the map, and Spill Spell down yet again.
That's going to be the big key, because Tarleton still has a lot to be able to use, and Fried Rice is just going on a tear.
Yeah, there is no fear on anyone in the Tarleton side right now. It was the exact same gameplay on the Ramatra. It was W Key Gaming left, right, and center. And the ultimate's now going to be favoring Tarleton as we swing what could be our last team fight or two. Viper going to go with the blade. It's got to be a big one. You got to try to find some value. The Life Weaver, though, helping to outplay the Genji. Luckily, Spill Spell can find one back, but Tarleton surviving what could have been a very, very bad fight in the beginning.
Additional slide perks coming through for Dampish Penny as well to be able to avoid this Winston. And they still have a full war chest of ultimates to be able to use. Just under 2.5 minutes in their rounding. One fight will get them this point across the finish line and cap all 3 points.
Yeah, it might just come down to the Nano Monk to try to save the game. Bo going to be at about 99. Bob will get activated. The overclock will be in as well, but it is the dive of Fried Rice. This backline has no chance of survival. This Winston is everywhere all at the same time. Now they're going Primal, swinging on everybody. Bo trying to keep the fight alive in at least some form or fashion, but now that's going to be the tank down. A few more people maybe make it, but now the timer not looking good. Tie-Dye Turtle can't make it, and Tarleton a $150 on the clock, and they finish it.
And all in all, that's a pretty solid time bank, considering it was looking a little rough there on first point, but once they finally got it, they got rolling. And, you know, me questioning the Life Weaver, I think actually it found itself some really good value, because it felt like every time Viper went for a blade, they're like, no, you don't, and pull the person away. So that can be extremely frustrating, especially for a Genji who's trying to get someone with a blade, because, you know, if they get pulled out of position like that, they don't really have the movement to be able to get to someone else.
And it's almost a get out of jail free that you forget about in a fight. You might dive the Ashy Coach Guns. You think, okay, this is our timing. There's so much else going on that you just forget Life Weaver is sitting in the back waiting for the perfect moment when you pull out that blade. And as you said, we saw it 2 or 3 times where Bjorn and one of the other DPS just get completely bailed out. And that is the beauty of the hero, and that is why it can work so well. As long as you can keep that DPS alive, that is completely farming. It can really turn the fight for you. And now Texas A&M, they are up against a bit of a hill.
Question is it too steep of a hill to climb, or will they be able to claw back? Because not only are they going to have to finish all 3 points, but then we're going to have to go into extras. They're going to have to win this map and then the next 2. And then from here on out, even if they manage to win this map, the maps and the bans are going to be in favor of Tarleton after this map. So this is why reverse sweeps are so hard to come by, folks. But if anyone can do it, hopefully A&M is the ones to be able to do it.
Yeah, I think the mindset for A&M this map as well is don't even think about the first 2 games. You just take this literally one team fight at a time, one info collection at a time. Just go bit by bit and try to slowly build your way back into the series. You're not going to get it all back at once. The clock, though, staring at the top of that while the time on the series is essentially getting drained out, can definitely start to put a little more pressure on you, and you can maybe start to force things a little bit extra.
The honest trap there, if they had a disruptor shot, which they will here in a second. I say that, but Viper's found one.
And we did see the tank of Texas A&M getting taken out, though, so basically going to be a net neutral trade. They are going to try to go for a little bit of a back cap here, or at least try to sneak this one underneath. Tracer getting zapped up just a little bit. Spill Spell not able to find a health pack, will get taken out by the punch, and Texas A&M stalls the push.
is going to be the thing, is controlling this high ground. As Tarleton kind of give it up there to make sure they can contest the point. But Texas A&M right away made sure to try and get control of it. Yeah, nice sleep there to stop the pressure on the supports, but that's a lot of damage taken by your Winston. I think the supports are there to heal it up.
Yeah, and give a lot of credit. Fried Rice has been living in front of this doorway, just essentially trying to take Bo out of the game, out of the equation, to say, listen, I trust my backline more than I trust your backline. I'm going to do what I can to keep them alive. And now we see the Primal Rage. You've got to think, if he gets low on HP, this is going to be a prime time for it. And there it goes. This Ana has absolutely nowhere to go. Getting absolutely slammed to the side hall, and Tarleton right now and Fried Rice just creating so much space for the team to operate. And now there's only 2 minutes left on the clock, and they have been completely nullified.
Yeah, but this was about the time where Tarleton started to get it together on the offense. We see Spillspell trying to put pressure on this point and on the Kirika, which I think was very smart, but they are going to get punished for it in the end. And now you're in a position where things are starting to get very scary for A&M. Tarleton has only been forced to use the Primal. They're going to have pretty much every other ultimate to counter your war chest that you have coming into this next fight.
Yeah, A&M might feel confident with those ultimates, but they are going to be in for a rude awakening, especially if Dampish can land a killer railgun overclock shot onto somebody and stall out the entire push. Instead, it's going to be the Nano Winston Bow, slowly but surely getting up to the Primal Rage as well. The Nano should be wearing off in a moment or two. They've got Rally and they've got Primal. Luckily for A&M, they will not need either of them. They just find the kills that they were looking for. Tarleton looks like they did find some sort of response, but I do believe they will get the time bonus.
You do lose Dampish Penny there, so they wanted to touch, they could go for it, but Tarleton's just gonna forbade the point to get better positioning on the second ball, which I think is pretty smart, because having control of this spaceship, especially since you're running double hit scan, that's going to be very important for them on the second point, is not allowing A&M to take the high ground away from them.
Yeah, and if they full sent it that fight, even if they ended up winning it, there's a real chance Texas A&M gets a full respawn. Everybody can come back, get the ultimates one more time, and then you're back to square one. Dampish, though, this is where the Sojourn just loves to live. Disruptions on the doors, dynamite on the door, and left and right clicks for anyone that somehow makes it through. And they find enough kills to win the fight. And as you said, those ultimates, they are definitely looking threatening on the Tarleton side.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, they had that on the last fight. They still didn't have to use anything else. I guess that's the power of being able just to control high ground like this with double hit scan, is you can just win these neutral fights pretty easily and not have to commit any ultimates. And they're going to get Spill Spell with the right click.
That is the best feeling for a tank, is when you can right-click a Tracer with the Winston. The Dragon Blade out of Viper, though, they've been performing very, very well. They just haven't been able to find that pop-off blade so far. We did see the Primal also getting invested, so A&M, not necessarily that they're panicking, but they've still got a decent bit to go, and these ultimates aren't getting them anything. And if you look over, Tarleton still holding on to all 5.
Yeah, it was a great disruptor shot because they get the Genji down. There's not much else they can do from there. Now you got the Winston, so that's just going to have to be a GG, go next, go back to the spawn room and reset if you're the side of Texas A&M. You're going to lose Turtle there, and yeah, exactly. And again, all they used was another Primal. The other 4 still just held on to their ults. We literally had a cycle, Joven, where the DPS and the supports had their ults, and it's been through 2 cycles of Primal.
2 Primals and 3 full 5v5 team fights. And like you said, they're just sitting on their hands waiting, saying, listen, once there's 45 seconds left and we all click these buttons, there is very little chance that you're going to get a second chance at a good fight or even be able to break through this front line and all this damage that we're going to put out. So Tarleton right now just waiting for that world-class moment to send in.
Well, it's crazy because at this point, even if they committed these ults, they probably could have built up some new ones in the amount of time anyway, so it's not like it really matters, but they're still winning the fight regardless.
Yeah, again, the Winston on Winston violence. Fried Rice, though, or rather Bo, trying to skip it and go to the backline supports, not able to connect on anybody. Now the overclock for Dampish. They have been shooting straight all map long, and Bo getting a little bit over-eager, getting punished by an angry Canadian, and now it's going to be Bjorn taking out Tie-Dye and the rest of Texas A&M. They will fall momentarily after, and now the ultimates still favoring Tarleton, and now the time at 50 seconds and counting.
They will have the spell pulse bomb, but that's pretty much it. 40 seconds on the clock, and with Gibraltar, these fights take a long time to set up and get going. So this is likely the last fight. Tarleton State's going to have the Bob to throw on a point if needed, and a tree to keep the team alive.
Yeah, and realistically, Fried Rice, the way they've been playing, this Primal Rage is about 10 seconds off getting popped, especially at least getting to the point where it is online. Everybody else right now waiting for the time to hit those ultis. Bob will be the first chip to fall in this fight. Now Pulse Bomb is going to get invested. They can't find anything. And now you've lost your Brig before she can hit the rally. That is everything that Texas A&M had. And nothing is going to stick. The Ash with Bob just lighting up the feed. Blood. Oh my god, they got the capture. What?
How the C9 is so bad. Like,
oh my.
I thought it was over. Then I look at like, wait, how's there a minute and a half on the clock? And they're like, wait, they got the point.
I was more than convinced it was over. I was like, what a play by Tarleton. Great team fight. Killed everybody. What a way to finish the series. But I guess they're going to have to run it back at least one more time. And Texas A&M, they're going to have the slight ult advantage now going in. So they can still make this interesting if they can win relatively quickly.
Yeah, and with the escort, it doesn't matter how much time you have on the clock. You're still going to get to go into extras no matter what. So all they have to do is make sure they finish this map. And Viper getting Damage Penny right off the gut is going to be a great way to start this third point.
Yeah, we're going to see Blade, Nano, and Rally all ready for A&M. These are some very tough tools to try to navigate. There they go, the anti-nade on the Golden Flame, and then it is a Blade locking down the spawn. And it looks like A&M may have found enough kills at the same time to win this point through. We do see Fried Rice going Primal, trying to keep the game alive. The respawns have actually come through. The Winston has bought enough time for the team to regroup, but they've still got a fight through an absolute front line, and they're not able to find the touch, so we're going OT.
This is what I talked about. A&M just needing to take this slowly. Just make sure they get all 3 points. I wouldn't have worried too much about the time bank. And just finally getting some positive momentum on your side. And this is exactly what they were hoping and needing for. Even the C9 can sometimes really get into teams' heads. So you got to hope that Tarleton's not dwelling on that too much. But once that happened, especially because we were talking about, man, they lost so many players. Texas A&M lost so many players in that fight at the end of second point who had ultimates who could have pressed it and couldn't because they died. Then it's like, oh, wow, the C9, and now they're going to have ult advantage because those players died with ult.
Yeah, let's see if Tarleton can kind of just at least throw that the last 2-minute sequence, I guess, away and say, listen, we've played so good through all of map 1 and literally up until the last minute of this map 3, or map 1 and 2 and up to the end of map 3. So I think they've got a lot that they can take away from and say, listen, when we locked in, I mean, they won the team fight, right? Like you said, they just a little bit of an oopsie right at the end, but they did everything right. Just a few small mistakes that give credit to A&M. They did eventually find the timings for those ultimates, and they really, really paid off.
That you never tear yourself down in my presence again.
So here we go. Extras. Texas A&M will be on the attack first, I believe. Yeah, I was correct on that. So they're only going to have a minute. Both teams did struggle on their first point attacks. So this will make things very interesting.
Yeah, we did see a pretty slow first minute or 2 out of both squads, so I think this first engagement and maybe the first backline member to get picked off or isolated, it is Bjorn getting hit with the anti. Thought maybe that would be the first one to go, but Viper and the Genji taken out by Fried Rice, and give so much credit to Fried Rice this series. They have literally been everywhere on the map, and now they're going to take down Bo, and realistically, A&M, that gives you about one more fight to get back on, and then it's Stamp just grabbing a 2-piece in the crossfire. Everything working early for Tarleton in this overtime.
I was going to say, that's not ideal either because your supports get extremely staggered. So, I mean, now it's just you're going to be touching with seconds left on the clock, hoping to make something happen. You're not going to be able to put your supports in ideal positions either because of the late staggers.
Yeah, there's just no choice in positioning anymore. You have to run to the point. You have to send it with everything you have, and you might have to fight the rest of the map without your lovely backline. Both of the DPS, not just Viper, will get cut down where they stand, and I fear this might be the end of the road for Texas A&M, at least in the start of the overtime. Tarleton obviously won't have too far to go, and they'll have 2:21 to do it.
Yeah, I mean, 27.8 meters to me is not, if I'm being honest, it's not inspiring a lot of confidence for me. I know both teams took a while to be able to get the first point, but I mean, Tarleton was able to get it at least underneath the bridge relatively quick. It took them a while after that. So I think it's going to be very, very difficult for A&M to be able to hold this close with 2.5 minutes, but anything is possible. The problem is with A&M is even one pick from the side of Tarleton, and I think it might be over. Like, because they're just going to be able to snowball, and with close response, even if you trade out, like, it's not ideal at all.
Yeah, one pick, or even if Tarleton can kind of just play a 50-50 game and they can get to the ultimates first, all they got to do is click those buttons one time, and there is a very real chance they're getting to at least the base of the bridge. As you said, Tarleton did a good job to get it, at least scurry it under the bridge fast as possible. Texas A&M was not afforded the same opportunity. Viper and Spillspell both taken out by Fried Rice early in the fight, and that spelled doom and gloom. And realistically, yeah, one pick, these backline of A&M, they have got to be on their P's and Q's or it is over.
You know, that's a very underrated phrase I haven't heard in a long time. Be it on the P's and Q's. Like, I really like that one. You don't hear it a lot. All right. I digress. Here we go. Tarleton pulling out the Bastion initially. It's cute and cheeky to probably get a quick pick, possibly on a exposed Winston, but I feel like long term, you definitely don't want to be on that. I guess maybe I think that was this close. I mean, look at that. The Genji's.
Yeah.
Viper has to get this mega, or he was. I mean, you're kind of screwed there with Fried Rice.
Yeah, he got put between a rock and a hard place. It was either you're going to die one way or the Winston will eventually just run you down. And there was really no counterplay for Viper there. And that may have just been the one pick that Tarleton needed. As we said, they're going to be first to the ult charges. They won't even need them. One more meter will seal the fate of Texas A&M for the evening, and now we see the Bastion. All you needed it for was those 30 seconds. As you said, don't even need to worry about the late-game Bastion problems. Tarleton with a 3-0 definitely got challenged on the Gibraltar, but they showed they are going to be a step ahead, at least for the time being, and just a great effort. I know I called his name a lot, but Fried Rice just dismantling that A&M backline at will, it seemed like.
And this is a great way to open up the fall semester for Tarleton State. Getting a nice 3-0 in Division 4 to, you know, just build some positive momentum going forward. And I think Tarleton has also put a big exclamation point as a team to watch out for in Division 4.
Yeah, we got to see the dive comp, we got to see some brawl, so they can at least play a few different styles. We did see Texas A&M at least try to swap a few players, bring in some subs. They had varying levels of success. They definitely found a lot of really good fights on the Gibraltar. Just unfortunately, they weren't left with really any wiggle room at the end. They had like 50 seconds to try to make something happen. Even if they get that 40 or 50 meters, you're still basically fighting a 2.5-minute team fight where you can afford to make no mistakes. So put themselves in a tough spot, but they still had a chance to win at the end at least.
Yeah, I think in the end, I think that Bastion, you know, as I mentioned, I'm like, it was questionable at first, but I'm like, well, you only got to get like 20-something meters, and if you can get enough damage on someone and force the Genji to be in a bad spot like they did, then I guess it's kind of worth it. So congratulations to Tarleton taking this series in 3-0 effect. As you can see, Ilio Servaso, Watch Point, Gibraltar. Watch Point was a little bit closer. The other two maps, not so much. But earlier, also just to remind anyone who's watching earlier, we did have Cumberland going up against Warner. Cumberland taking that pretty comfortably 3-0 and showing their pickup of Cave is going to be game-changing in NECC for this Division 1. And then obviously you guys saw what just happened with Tarleton State and A&M. Tarleton looking very good. And then with that, that's pretty much going to wrap up everything for us tonight. I'd like to thank every one of you guys in the chat. I saw it was pretty lively between both matches. For tuning in. Thank you, Joe. But I mean, I think pretty good for our first cast together. We'll build on that as the season goes. And thank you to Chippy and Reach, who were behind the scenes prodding and observing. We could not do what we do if it wasn't for the awesome people we have behind the scenes. And we will see you guys in, I believe, in 3 weeks, because Tiny and Twin Salty will be doing the next 2 weeks in a row. So make sure you guys tune in and watch them, and we will see you guys in the next broadcast.
Do the